The Karen Read verdict is about to drop, you guys. So we are going to react to it. So grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Hear ye, Judge Joleen is now in session. Smash the like I said, and let's get started.
Jen! 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 Because I had like bread and maybe peanut butter in my car.
Why did you have bread and peanut butter in your car?
I had my niece for the week, and I was dragging her like to all my kids' sporting events. So we'd go from like one game to another game to a practice. So sometimes instead of always giving her McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, I'd try to throw her a peanut butter sandwich.
And they were making fun of you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what the hell?
Sometimes instead of always giving her McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and Judge Joleen is in session. We are awaiting the Karen Read verdict. Judge Bev came out probably about 20 minutes ago or so and was like, we have a verdict, everybody. Okay, calm your bonus. We have a verdict. The jury knocked on my door after lunch, and they were like, we've decided. And then I couldn't get it together quick enough. And then they said, oh, I'm sorry, we have a half verdict. It's a half. So I put it in an envelope and I sealed it so nobody can ever see it. And they went back to deliberate. And so, just kidding, there's no verdict. And then, 20 minutes later, I ran to Starbucks, got all my stuff, haven't even indulged in my Starbucks yet. She was like, stay close, stay real close. And now we're back, and it looks like I'm waiting on court TV here, and it appears that we're going to get the verdict now any minute. So I don't know what the hell. Hello, Lindsay. I don't know why Bev was like, we have a verdict. Just kidding. We don't. Just kidding. They gave me one. I sealed it. Okay. I put my thing down, flip it, and reversed it. I put it in my bra. All right. Took the verdict and I rolled it up like a joint and I put it in my bra. And I'm going to keep that forever and ever. No one's ever going to see it. Forever, ever, forever, ever. What? I was like, huh? She's like, we have a verdict, but we don't have a verdict. But now we're waiting on the verdict. So now I guess the verdict is coming. So cancel your plans, you guys. Let me turn off their live chat here so we can see our own live chat. Thank you so much. Smash that like if you haven't already. You guys, I know a lot of people are streaming this. So thank you for joining my last minute verdict watch. I was going to go live already today for a verdict watch, but I didn't think I should have known it was going to happen like this. I didn't think it'd happen this sloppily, but I should have known, it being the, Karen Read trial. And this, this court and Canton and this Commonwealth being such a mess that it was going to be unlike anything I've ever experienced before. Thank you, David, for sending a super chat. David said, Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup second straight year in a row. Congratulations to Florida, I guess. Okay. Go Wild. 5-1 in a beatdown. The Wild needs a turn. I agree, David. I agree. But congratulations to Florida fans. I still think it's weird that Florida is so good at hockey. You guys can't even make real ice. I don't understand, but coming from the state of hockey, I am a hockeyist. Okay, I'm a hockey snob. And I just wish we had the money to put into our team. One day. What do we think the jury decided? Oh,
you are unmuted.
God. Well, we're about to find out. We're about to find out. Oh my God. I'm nervous, you guys. I think they acquitted her. I think they were hung up on the misdemeanor OUI charge. I think she's about to finally be free from this. What do you think, you guys? It's all slop. Lindsay, it's all slop.
Will the deliberating jurors remain standing?
Oh,
Defendant remains standing. All other parties may be seated.
I'm sweating.
Your
I
Honor,
didn't
may the
even brush
record
my
reflect
hair.
that 12 deliberating jurors and 6 alternates are present.
Yes.
May I inquire?
Yes.
Mr. Foreman, members of the jury, have you agreed upon a verdict? Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you. May I see the papers?
oh my God, I'm like goosebumps.
Mr. Foreman, have the verdicts been placed in this envelope and have they been in your presence ever since?
Am I live? I'm live in the, okay. My mouth is shaking.
Mr. Foreman, on docket number 2282CR117001, murder in the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty? Not guilty. So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Not guilty. Holy shit.
So say you? No. Do you agree? Yes. Do all of you agree? Yes. Thank you.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
002, what say is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty? Not guilty.
Of.
Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty.
Is not guilty or guilty about that charge or any lesser included charge? Thank you.
What?
Specifically number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct? Yes. So say you, Mr. Foreman? Guilty. So say you all?
Yes. Guilty.
003, what say is the defendant at the bar leaving the scene after accident resulting in death?
There was no accident. They didn't prove there was an accident. Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Oh my God, do you hear the
So
cheers?
say you all? Jurors, hearken your verdict as the court records that you upon your oath say the defendant on
my God.
001 is not guilty, on 002 is guilty of operating under the influence of liquor, and 003 not guilty. Thank you.
All right.
Oh my God, it's over.
Everybody
It's
please be
fucking
seated.
over.
Jurors, we thank you for your service. We're going to send
Holy
you back to service.
shit.
I'd like to do that and talk to you for a little
You
bit
guys.
after. Thank you very much.
Oh my
All
God.
rise.
Is Yannetti crying? I'm going to cry. Why are we all crying? David Yannetti's crying. I'm going to cry. Oh, Yannetti, I love you. Do you guys hear those screams? Oh my God, Karen. You're free, Karen. Not guilty, manslaughter, both manslaughters. The only thing they found her guilty on is what we thought they would find
Karen
her
Read.
guilty on,
Not yet.
Tony,
Hold
not
on,
yet.
hold on, everyone.
which was
Karen
the
Read. Ms. Reed, can I have your attention?
OUI.
As required by statute, I must inform you that the records regarding the charges that you have been found not guilty will be sealed by the Commissioner of Probation by the court unless you notify the Commissioner of Probation in writing within 10 days that you do not want these records sealed.
Holy
To request that these records not be sealed, you may use the request not to seal form, which is posted on the trial court's
Give that hug,
website
Alan.
on mass.gov.
I want to see
I
her
cannot
parents.
accept the form here in court. You must submit it to the Commissioner of Probation at the address provided
Oh
on the
my
form.
God.
Please be aware that if the records regarding
This
the
is
charges which you have been found not guilty are sealed, you will be unable to access the sealed record of the not guilty dispositions or any other records regarding those charges. If you want copies of any documents regarding those charges before the records
I
are sealed,
gotta, I don't care. Law and crime, don't strike me. Don't be dicks, but I want to see her parents. And I think on Law and Crime, they have her parents. Oh my God, you guys. This is,
So the standard that everybody else gets on a first time OUI.
so say you, Mr. Foreman. So say you all.
those cheers.
Jurors, hearken your verdict as the court records that you upon your
Not
oath
guilty,
say the
duh.
defendant on 001 is not guilty, on 002 is guilty of operating under the influence of liquor, and 003 not guilty. Thank you.
All right. Jurors,
Shit.
everybody please be seated.
Me
Jurors,
too,
Thank
AJ.
you for your service.
Oh,
We're going to
when
send
Yannetti
you back
broke
to service.
down.
This is complete. I'd like to do that and talk to you for a little bit after.
Oh, her poor dad.
Thank you very
Her
much.
poor dad.
All rise. Jurors, call me.
This fucking Commonwealth. They're never going to get justice for this dude because they fucked up so bad. Oh my God. Yannetti, stop. You're making me cry. Justice finally served in this fucked up case of all fucked upness. Yes, Alessi, get that hug. I am so happy for her. I am sad that this had to be like this. I'm sad that the O'Keefes will
Karen
never
Read.
get
Not
justice.
yet.
Tony,
Hold on,
not yet.
hold on, everyone.
I'm
Karen
sad that
Read.
Bev is in
Ms. Reed,
charge.
can I have your attention? As required by statute, I must inform you that the records regarding the charges that you have been found not guilty will be sealed by the Commissioner of Probation by the court unless you notify the Commissioner of Probation in writing within 10 days
Love
that
you
you do
too,
not
Nate.
want these records sealed. To request that these records not be sealed, you may use the request not to seal form, which is posted on the trial court's
Look at her
website.
dad.
on
Look at her
mass.gov.
mom.
I cannot accept the
Ugh.
form here in court. You must submit it to the Commissioner of Probation at the address provided
What
on
a
the form.
fucking
Please
waste
be
of
aware
money.
that if the records regarding the charges which you have been found not guilty are sealed,
Holy
you will be
shit.
unable
Goose
to access the sealed
pimples.
record of the not guilty dispositions or any other records regarding those charges. If you want copies of any documents regarding those charges before the records are sealed, you should request copies from the court within 10 days. Do you understand? Thank you.
Now flip
All
them
right,
off.
so we need a date for sentencing. Can we do it next week?
Shut up, Bev.
And
Shut
we
up.
would be prepared to go forward today.
Okay. Okay.
What are they gonna do? Take her driver's license away for a little bit? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Did you guys hear the screams outside? This is crazy. This is so crazy. Holy shit. Look at her sweet parents. Look at her sweet mom and her sweet dad, her brother. They've been there every single fucking day for 2 damn trials. She's lost everything. She's living with her parents. She lost her job. She lost her boyfriend. She was accused of doing something they couldn't prove she did because she didn't do it because there was no collision. Because the investigation was so botched. But look at her now.
All right, so Ms. Giannetti, you ready to go forward today as well?
Yes, please.
Okay, Mr. Brennan, what's the Commonwealth's recommendation?
Your Honor, the Commonwealth moves for sentencing. We recommend probation, 1 year, 24D program.
So the standard that everybody else gets on their first time OUI?
Certainly.
Okay.
Yeah, dumbass. I'm so sick of Bev.
So I'm happy to do it. All right, thank you all.
1 year probation, 1 year probation on docket number 002, the lesser included offense of operating under the influence. 1 year
Flick
probation.
Bev off.
Thank you. The 24D program. Thank you.
I had a feeling this jury was going to get it right, Otter.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh my God. Don't make me cry, you two. Don't make me cry, you two. Oh my God. Her sweet dad. Her sweet dad. This was the most ridiculous case I've ever seen in my life that most people have seen. The fact that both of these families had to go through this because of a botched investigation and a fucked up collusion. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta make a big screen again. I want to see all the hugs. Oh, Alan. I'm so happy for her too. But I really hope they look into Beverly. Is that her sister-in-law? Who is that? That they look into Bev, that they look into the Commonwealth, that they look into this Canton Police Department. How many other people have been victims of this shitty police department and lack of investigation? Oh my gosh. Holy shit. They must feel so relieved. I was a little worried it was going to be another hung jury because Bev would not answer their questions. She would not simply say, you know, they're confused. The same thing that happened on the first trial, and she didn't answer it. Wouldn't that be funny if what's his face came over? Lolly came over. Lolly must be like, fuck you guys. You guys benched me for freaking Hankbrennan. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is great. Can we see her leaving the courthouse? Maybe Court TV's got it. Get it, Karen. I just cannot believe. I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place, but I cannot believe the eruption.
Everyone's got their phones up now recording the moment.
Will be unable to access the sealed
gonna have
record
to
of the
play
not
it
guilty dispositions
A
or
little
any
behind because otherwise they'll strike me. I think. I don't know. Court TV seems to be pretty cool. I heard long crime, not so cool. Okay, huggy. Not guilty second-degree murder. Guilty of driving with alcohol. Sentenced to 1 year probation. So we already got this. The sentencing. We saw that happen. I'm surprised I can't hear the cheers all the way here in California. It was so loud. And I was listening to Melanie Little before this, and I heard that the judge was trying to regulate. People on Twitter were saying the judge was like, don't make any noise after we do the announcement, the verdict. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What do you mean they can't make noise and be happy? Shut up. I'm so sick of Beverly. Okay, did they leave? I'm a little behind only because trying to not get stuck here. Is that her family leaving? Oh my God, look at this.
There's Nick Rocco and the rest of the supporters who were inside the courtroom for the verdict. Never experienced anything quite like this.
This is
and the emotion
crazy.
is real. People aren't faking it. They're not forcing it.
Karen is free. Karen reads free. Karen reads free. Oh my God, I cannot wait to hear a
If you're just
sit-down
joining
interview.
us, folks, Karen Read has been found not guilty by a jury in Norfolk County, Massachusetts. I've been calling it the retrial of the century because it's the retrial of the century. And the retrial ended with not guilty verdicts across the board. See some more of the security there. Again, we wait for Karen Read and the defense team to exit. I think everyone realizes what an explosion it will be in that moment of sound. Everyone's got their phones up now recording the moment.
Look at all the paint.
After experiencing the moment together outside of the courthouse.
I hope they boo Bev everywhere she goes.
The only lingering question for me right now, though, is John O'Keefe's family, if they're going to take them out the back
Yes, please do.
of the courthouse, because there is an exit out the backside.
Please
And I think
do.
that would be the smart thing to do for that family.
Right, Mark? They
But
won't.
for Alan Jackson, David Yannetti, and Karen Read, this is going to be their moment. We've seen it through the years at Court TV several times. It's been a few years, though, since we've seen anything even close to this,
Mine too,
because it's
Catherine.
overwhelming support for the verdict that the jury handed down. I don't know if Matt Johnson can hear me. Matt, do you hear me?
These people are tired of being silenced. They've been pushed blocks down, all of these weird perimeter rules and laws that they had to take up with other courts. And so now they're just screaming. These people are like, fuck yeah. I hope, low key, high key, I hope they boo Bev for a while and look into her.
And we are just anxiously waiting for all parties to exit the courthouse here. Now, I am wondering if some of the parties might choose to exit through the back. That's where the jury.
Listen, you got to exit his family through the back, okay? No matter how we feel, minus Paul O'Keefe, he can suck it. But the mom, the dad, please, like, no, come on. I know some people have feelings about Peg, and I don't know how she can still believe that Karen did it, but here we are, okay? Oh my God. Karen.
All of this, one of the leaders in raising funds for this defense
boo,
team.
bad, boo, tomato, tomato, tomato.
He's not a lawyer. He's never been involved in anything like this, but saw a cause, raised money, and helped this defense team. You can't put on a defense like this without the funding that is necessary for the experts, for the lawyers, for the expenses. You have a lawyer from California, you have a lawyer from New York. All that's got to be paid for somehow, some way. And that's another part of this story. The over $1 million that was raised for Karen Read, much of it by the people you are seeing right in front of this courthouse. As we wait for the moment, and the moment is Karen Read coming down, found guilty of only a minor charge of operating under the influence, which is tantamount to a throwaway compared to what she was facing for manslaughter, leaving the scene of an accident with a death involved, and of course, murder. So this is a win across the board.
Murder.
It's a celebration in the streets of Dedham where they've closed down the street in front of the courthouse. My guess is they don't do that too often, but it was the right thing to do to give enough space for everyone here so no one gets trampled, no one gets harmed. And right now, I'm just anticipating that moment. I know we've got...
What a freaking waste of money, too. Everyone in Canton should ask for their money back. They should be like, Bev, give us money. Hank, relinquish a paycheck to us. This was a waste of time. There was no collision, yet you were... She's up for manslaughter with her automobile. You had people painting themselves blue. Give these people their tax money back. Give Karen Read her money back. What a waste of time. And to bring it up twice. And Bev wanted this shit. She wanted this brought to trial again. What is wrong with this woman? We're just waiting on Karen Read. But the relief that so many of these people feel, however, there's so much, like Evelyn was saying in the chat, there's so much to process. There's so much healing that needs to be done in this town for Karen Read, for the O'Keefes. This is crazy. Just a waste, Mark. Give them the money back. I want my money, Bev. Give me my money, Bev. But look at these people. All right, I'm going to just jump ahead a little.
Something else that we've seen as we got closer here in the buffer zone, there were no Karen Read signs, so they started passing out American flags. That's been another part of this.
This buffer zone thing was so stupid. You better know, you better get smart to yourself. Because if the whole world is watching and going, this is pretty fudged up, and all these people want to protest it, there's something wrong with your system, not with the people that want to protest it. Good God. Get smart to yourself.
And Robert Alessi and the rest of the defense team, it's unusual. It's unusual for a not guilty that this is where we are and what's going on. Let me talk to you. What are your thoughts right now?
You are all set, Miss Reed. Free Karen Read. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for everything, Karen.
All right.
You will all set, Miss Reed.
Thoughts at this moment?
Get him, Vinny.
So excited. Couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
There you go. Woo, woo, woo. Speaks volumes. Young children with American flags.
How you feeling right now?
How you doing? What are your thoughts right now?
I'm excited. I'm so happy. I've been waiting for this we all have for a long time.
Get it, tan lady. Look at that lady's tan.
Massachusetts history. Massachusetts history. We got the justice that we deserve for the O'Keefe family as well. We send our love.
Oh, that was nice of you.
The last time we had a verdict of this magnitude in this town, in this courthouse, was Sacco and Vanzetti. Much different scenario.
This is like the freaking Minnesota State Fair. There's so many damn people out there. Just waiting on Karen and the defense team to come out.
Off.
There, you see everything.
All right. All right, we're going to move our spot. We're going up the steps.
Up the steps,
Excuse
Vinny.
me, pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon.
I'm walking through another sea of pink. Another sea of pink.
I love all the Massachusetts people are like, Vinny. Hey, Vinny. What's up, Vinny?
Seeing perspective, we can turn and look here.
Vinny, you going to the bar after this? We're going to go down to the waterfall?
The reaction
Holy
when
shit.
the next big moment happens. The first big moment, obviously, the not guilty verdicts on everything but operating under the influence, which is a throwaway.
Yeah.
And
go
now they're
get
waiting
Higgins.
for Karen Read
Go
and
get
her defense
Proctor.
team. I know Ted and Julia also standing by.
Yeah, Max says, where's Higgins? Where's Proctor? Where's Chloe? Where are the socks? What's in the filled pool? Dig new homeowners. I know this would be an expensive task, but somehow the people push it so that Higgins and Proctor have to pay in the Albert family to dig up that pool. Is Chloe under there? Mm-hmm. I know. Once Yannetti started crying, I was like, I'm crying. We're going to the waterfall. Oh my God. See you at the waterfall. We're going to Dunkin' Donuts. Can you imagine Jen McCabe right now? Oh my goodness. Yes. Smash that like if you haven't already, you guys. What a crazy day. But Bev's like, I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts. That's what I'm doing after this. God, I tried my best. Just getting in the way of justice. Being a miscarriage to justice. What do you think these guys are doing right now? Well, we know Hank Brennan, failure. We got Brian Albert, Colin Albert, Brian Higgins. Are they hiding by the pool? Are they digging up the pool right now? What are they doing? Shout out to this guy, Alan Jackson. Taking home the W. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this was tried twice. And you guys were watching this first trial and you're like, Joleen, cover it. I'm like, what is this? I don't even know. And then I caught the Dateline episode and was like, I'm covering this. Watching this new trial, this retrial. Here's Buchanek. What do you think this guy's doing right now? Buki. Then there was Allen versus Hank Brennan. Who will survive? Hanky Panky, you better give that frickin' money back. You robbed these people, Hank.
Like anything that we've seen, this is definitely the retrial of the century. You can just see the media presence as we're waiting for this defendant found not guilty after all of these years on all of these serious charges and counts. The podium is set up. We're waiting to hear from this defendant. Over the past couple of days, she has not been answering any questions. This defense team, along with the prosecutors, they've been under gag order after this very lengthy trial. That wasn't the case in the first time around.
Go pick up that
you
guy.
have to think back to how each case,
Go pick up Brian Albert right now. Let's put him on the trial. I want to watch that. You know Bev's pissed. Bev is pissed. Bev is so mad, you guys. She's going to need so much Dunkin' Donuts. She's meeting Jen McCabe at Dunkin' Donuts after this. Jen's like, I got the peanut butter sandwiches. Hurry up, Bev. We're still waiting for Karen outside of the courtroom. All the peeps are ready. We got Vinny out there with Court TV. Let's hear what they're saying now. Oops, no, I don't want to FaceTime. Come back. Where'd you go? Okay, here we go.
This is a chapter closed for all of these families, but there's another chapter on the horizon as well, because Karen Read, this defendant now acquitted of most of these charges, she faces another trial, which is going to be a civil suit. And I think that that's where the O'Keefe family are going to invest their time. And
these people better stop suing her. There's no collision. Stop it. Go after Bev. Go after the Commonwealth. Go after Canton PD. Go after Proctor and the gang. They are the reason there will be no justice for John O'Keefe. We need to no civil suit on Karen Read. No civil suit, you guys. Come on now. I know you don't like her. I know they've manipulated you. But come on. Knock it off. Okay, Court TV is going to be right back. Let me go to live, see where they're at. I'll do just a couple seconds behind. I cannot believe that Karen now has to face a civil lawsuit by the O'Keefes. This is ridiculous. How is that even possible? To sit through these two trials and still think this woman had anything to do with it. You don't like her. They might not have had the best relationship toward the end. It was, it's two adults figuring it out. I don't know. But look, the call is coming from inside the house. Look at all these people. Look at how these people who said they were John's friends talked about him. Look at how all their stories changed. I mean, the feds got involved, for Christ's sakes. Oh, God, you're getting my Christ's sakes out. I think the civil lawsuit is for, what would it be called? Let me look it up. Something death, civil lawsuit against Karen Read. Oops. I mean, she's got nothing left. They took everything from her. They took her job. They took her home. They took her retirement. As far as I understand, her lawyers have been working for free, and they were just using the money they raised to pay for witnesses, probably maybe their accommodations in Canton. So there's a wrongful death civil lawsuit that's been filed against Karen Read by the family of John O'Keefe, her deceased boyfriend, following the conclusion of her second trial. Well, her second trial is concluded. So now the suit also naming two Canton bars, so the Waterfall and the whatever one, alleges Read was intoxicated and intentionally struck O'Keefe. How can you even say that anymore when we know there was no collision? Just pull it. Maybe the O'Keefe family will pull it. I don't know. And then left him to die. The lawsuit seeks damages for loss of companionship, support, and other losses related to. You need to sue the frickin' Proctor and the Commonwealth. Now, I know that's just going to be more for the tax dollars, because when you sue the police departments, it just comes out of our pockets as the taxpayers. But you need to sue the cops. The cops are the ones that botched this so bad. It was such an abomination of an investigation done by Michael Proctor and the gang that There's never going to be justice for this man because of what they did and for how bad this investigation is. I don't know how you can sue Karen Read for that. Oh my gosh. Let me jump in the comments, see what you guys are saying while we wait for Karen Read to leave the courthouse. Tom says, I hope now the state of Massachusetts will trust their own state autopsy results. Maybe. Yeah. Right, Tom? Or abolish the medical examiners and examine them with carnival ride engineers. Yeah. Whoever's running the Zippa. Who's running the Zippa today? I love the Zippa. That's a death trap waiting to happen, but I always ride. Okay. Take that guy. What has he got? 3 teeth left? Okay. Half a molar. All right, let's get him. Take a look. What do you think? What do you think happened here? Let's see. IR Geek says, what I am waiting for is I want to see real follow-up against the real schmurderers and in cahoots for judge, and the in cahoots for judge for that matter. Yep. Investigate them all. The Rando gal says the family is seeking personal revenge the wrong way with a suit against her. They really are. This is ridiculous at this point. Yes, letting the days go by, says carnival ride operators with 17 years of pending bachelor degree. Totally normal. Shannon Burgess. He might be. I don't even think Shannon Burgess and Judson Welch are qualified to run the Zippa. You really got to pay attention when you're running the Zippa because you're literally putting people in a cage that spins around and around. Okay, let's hear this one more time.
Are guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman? So say you? No. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do all of you agree?
Yes.
Thank you. 002. What say is the defendant at the bar
Freaking
not guilty
goosebumps
or guilty?
again.
Not guilty.
Of.
Is not guilty or guilty about that charge or any lesser included charge? Thank you. Specifically, number 5, operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct?
Yes.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Guilty.
So say you all?
Yes.
003. What say is the defendant at the bar leaving the scene after accident resulting in death? The defendant not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty.
So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Yes.
So say you all? Jurors, hearken your verdict as the court records it. You upon your oath say the defendant on 001 is not guilty.
You're so welcome,
And
Miss.
002 is guilty of operating under the influence of liquor. And 003 not guilty. Thank you.
Holy shit. All right. So we're still waiting for Karen and team to leave the courthouse. Just had to hear that again. I think it's so like if we are going to give Karen the OUI, call Higgins. He admitted to drinking and driving. They all admitted to drinking and driving. They all need OUIs. Drinking and driving is wrong on every level. You don't get off because you're a cop, but apparently in Canton you do. But like you guys are saying, sue the Commonwealth. If anything, Karen Read should be the one that has these lawsuits against people. They've taken everything from her. I think people forget that, especially people who are just like, so Karen Read's clearly guilty. You forget that she also lost her boyfriend, her partner in this, and her job, and her autonomy. She lost everything. And now she has to, everything she worked for, her career, her retirement, her home, her freedom. It's crazy. Graphics says, thank you for getting me into this case with your pre-trial roast to Procta. Thank you guys for telling me about this case. I wish I would have paid more attention to it last summer, but when you guys initially were like, Joleen, please cover this. I thought it was one of the moms that, one of those like bad moms that, take their kids out. And I'm like, I can't, that unalive their kids. I'm like, I can't do a trial like that. But it wasn't until I saw a Dateline episode, I think at the end of the year, was that when I got into it, you guys? That I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of grieving. This was a total witch hunt. Evelyn says, due to sovereign immunity, it would be almost impossible to successfully sue the Commonwealth. It's a bummer. Which is just, again, suing the Commonwealth is just going to be more money from the taxpayers. And I would argue that from the looks of it, in these two cases, most of these taxpayers in these areas knew that there was bullshit going down. So why should they pay for more? Like, why can't they take it out of Bev and Hank's bloated salaries? Take Proctor's retirement. Is that guy, after getting fired, still getting his pension? Take his pension, give it to Karen. Because really, what did Proctor lose? If he didn't lose all of his benefits from he lost his job, okay. But if there is a pension, did he lose that? Because he can work again. He can do stuff. And Karen will be able to too, but it's just this. I just don't know how Karen, she's tiny, how she stood there every day so strong and didn't just collapse under the weight of all of this. It probably, I would imagine that, the support she received was extremely helpful, but the stress it put on her already having MS, I know she has other like gastrointestinal issues and things. That's not helpful. Everyone wants to talk about Jen McCabe's MS, and Jen couldn't have done that. She's got MS. Well, so does Karen. What are you talking about? You can't argue that one person is, oh, she's immune to this. She would never do that. She has MS. She can barely type. Are you kidding me? Jen McCabe texts more in one day than I have my whole life. And the stress for her parents, her sweet dad and her sweet mom sat there every fucking day. To have parents like that, amazing. And then you look to the O'Keefe family and the brother, yuck. I know people are very anti-Peg, and I don't know a bunch about Peg. I just know that Peg she's got it in for Karen clearly, but she's had 2 huge losses that no mother should go through. No mother should go through one, let alone the loss of 2 children. And I don't know what that did to her. And so that's why I'm never too roasty or too talk about Peg too much, because that's got to be so, I can't even imagine. I honestly can't imagine. But that's like, damn Jen McCabe, because those freaking McCabes and the Alberts, allegedly, obviously, everything I say is alleged for entertainment purposes only, comedy, satire, parody, but the way they kiss up allegedly to Bev, the way they have gaslit that family into thinking that Karen is the villain is crazy. And I would only hope that the O'Keefes would wake up. Paul's going to have to sober up. Okay, I don't know what that dude's doing. Trying to cheat on your wife during your brother's murder trial. That's fricked up. But Tom says in 49 states, the prosecutor relies on the state autopsy. Then there's Massachusetts, where they invest $400K in blue grease paint. Tom, we need you to go run for office over there. Go take over some stuff, Tom Robertson. That's insane. Why does Massachusetts do things so backwards? Seemingly so backwards when it comes to this. I don't understand. And this archaic way of thinking that Bev has, even in, we could have possibly gotten into another situation as the first trial with the hung jury because they're confused. Because like we talked about yesterday, the verdict slip, everything, the process, it's confusing. They're confusing these people. Jurors come in as regular old, citizens. We know just enough to do our civic duty, but we don't know. We're not lawyers. We're not judges. They have questions. And Bev has this archaic way of thinking. It seems like the Commonwealth and Canton, where we've always done it this way. So this is how we're going to do it. Well, it doesn't work. So you're going to have to pivot. We're not asking you to go against the law to pivot. We're asking you to protect the constitutional rights of the people on trial. We're asking you to protect our judicial system. So you might have to pivot, lady. Oh my God. The people of Massachusetts, I'm so worried about you. Yeah, Tom preaching. Krista says the lawyers explain it really well. The parents are just grieving and they want someone to blame. And I don't blame them for wanting someone to blame. But it got to the point where it was too much, and it was too much of a witch hunt with Karen Read. And at what point do you start thinking, now there's 2 victims in this, and we're never going to seek justice? And why do all these people, why do they keep changing their stories? Why are they talking about my son like that? Why are they saying, tell him the guy never went in the house? Just that text exchange alone between Matt McCabe, Jen McCabe, Brian Albert, and Nicole Albert would have sent me off. I would have been like, what the fuck is this, Jen? Get your Dunkin' Donuts. She's coming out. Okay. Let me turn it back on. I have to stay a little bit behind because otherwise they could strike me. Let me just. I don't even think Court TV's on it yet. Let me refresh it and see. If my stream goes down, it's because they struck me. I'll be back. Court TV, what are you doing? Get on it. Oh, she's coming out soon. Okay. IR Geek, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, speak, Jolene Lunzer. You got a voice. Get rid of that.
Welcome to downtown Dedham. Not guilty, Karen Read, and she's about to exit the courthouse. This moment.
There she is. I think there she is. Yep.
Will speak for itself.
The Celtics won the Celtics won the NBA title last year. On the Friday last year, they had the parade. Now, a whole different ball.
Do you hear that guy? He's like, the Celtics won an NBA title last year. Like, this is bigger than that.
These amazing supporters who have supported me and my team financially and, more importantly, emotionally for almost 4 years. And the second thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have and my team. Thank you.
So do you want to see it reopen? Karen, you want to see the case reopen?
Reopen the case.
No, the case cannot be reopened. Alan, what case is over? No, I mean, the case is searching for someone else. What did you say? I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it to Karen. Karen, her dad. What do you want to do? Someone else. Let her dad investigate that with the comment. Thank you, Mr. Reed. I want to acknowledge the strength of our daughter, Karen, the support of the entire Reed extended family. I want to acknowledge the greatest team of attorneys. Our first one that we found was David Yannetti. We added Alan Jackson and Liza Little. Rob Alessi, you know about. All right. It was a fantastic team, but we needed them all to defeat this. We thank everybody for their support from the heart. We love you all of the content providers who have spread the word. Thank you so much. God bless you.
You're welcome, Dad. Oh my God, I love her dad.
Karen, what is life like going to be for you now? Karen. Karen, what is life going to be like for you now? How do you feel? What is life? Karen, how do you feel? Get her in the car.
Holy shit, this is insane.
Hey, you okay? You okay? You okay?
We knew he was here. Oh, he was here early. I don't know.
Unbelievable moment. Unbelievable moment. The swarm of pink is now moving from the front of the courthouse down towards the SUVs as Karen Read and her defense team
Jesus Christ.
settle into this moment. Settle into an unusual moment in our system of criminal justice. A not guilty verdict in a murder trial. It doesn't happen often, folks. It really doesn't. When you accuse prosecutors and law enforcement of a conspiracy, it is rare that a jury believes that is reasonable. It just happened in this case. It was about trying to prove that it really doesn't. When you accuse prosecutors and law enforcement of a conspiracy, it is rare that a jury believes that is reasonable. It just happened in this case.
I feel like we're coming to that. We're coming to that point in history where the people are realizing we really have the power. Those allegedly in charge, you know, we the people, our voices have the power. The thing that is crazy about this trial, it's the first time I've seen in 2025 that I think I do have a permanent Massachusetts accent as well. And not to get too like boo about it, but the first kind of nonpartisan thing I've seen happen. I've seen all sides. This is the first thing I've seen people agree on, and like where politics didn't divide this. Literally, I was just talking to my mom about this. The Karen Read trial is the one thing that hasn't really divided us, where you see people from all sides, no matter who you voted for. People are like, "This is fucked," and I think that is maybe I'm just being like all in my feelings, but maybe that is like a little bit of progress. But I don't know. Shut up, Jolene. Just make the funnies.
It was about trying to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt and a jury finding reasonable doubt in every criminal charge that mattered in this case. Operating under the influence is the only one that they found her guilty of. Matt Johnson on the street as well. Matt.
Bringing us to the forefront.
Yes, I can tell you that we just got a comment from Mr. Read. He's making his way to his SUV as they're all making their way out of this situation after the verdict. And he was saying that he was thankful to all the supporters and thankful to the media for drawing attention to this case. Dominated this community for more than 3 years. As for Karen Read, I was really trying to get a comment for her about what life will be like now that she is no longer a murder defendant. She had no comment. I asked her probably 4 or 5 times. She did not make any comment other than what she said at the podium, really thanking her support.
This dude, I asked her 4 or 5 times. Bro, by the second time, she don't want to answer the question. This guy. I stalked her with the question. I said, what do you think? Bro, she just got out and just got told finally through this fucked up, corrupt system, like Tom says, when the investigators get investigated by the FBI, get fired, resign, get transferred, retire, and don't get called to testify, you might be in Massachusetts. When there's a dead body on your front lawn and they don't go into your house to investigate it because you're a fellow police officer, you might be in Massachusetts. That's the like craziest thing when I explain this case to people, mostly my mom. Shout out to Nana. I tried to get her into it and she was like, I got gardening to do, I'm busy. But she, you know, she would listen to me go on and on about it. And I'm just like, imagine there's a dead body on your front lawn. The police show up and they don't go in your house to investigate. That's not going to happen. If there's a dead body on any of our front lawns in America, the police are coming in. They're going to go, are you okay in there? And also, what happened? How did this body get to there? And if it's also a house where the dead body, the person who's laying unalived on the lawn, was alleged to be going to an after party and they just don't investigate it, that's fucked up. Also, I don't understand why it's so hard for people to think that there could be corruption on this level. We've literally seen this happen throughout history. It's not a novel idea.
Supporters out here, and also thanking all of the media that have been out here and her defense team that have been working on this for the past 3 years. And then she's added to that for this second trial, adding Pro Vice Robert Alessi, and also adding a former juror to her team, a lot of interns that were also researching and doing a lot of work behind the scenes from Harvard University. This defendant waving and making the love symbol in sign language as she drives past all of the media and drives out of this courthouse after being. You can see the sea of pink out here, all of these supporters. Many of them were in tears during this process when they were reading the verdict and cheering, and just jubilation from these supporters that always believed that she was innocent. I'll send it back to you.
Unbelievable scene. It's like, now what happens?
This is crazy.
Right? The rush of adrenaline, unreal. We'll be back.
I do like myself some Vinny. I don't know about some of the other court TV people, but I do like myself some Vinny. There goes Karen. Yes, Krista, Catholic Church. Hello. You guys, to celebrate, I am going to give away some memberships to the channel, and we'll do a super chat. I'm looking at giving away memberships since it's super chat. And I will do a members only live. Okay, so let me gift some memberships. Make sure real quick that you have it selected under your account. I'll give you like a couple minutes to allow to be gifted super chats. I think you have to go into your YouTube account and make sure that's selected. Naomi, not guilty. We got not guilty. It says, what happened? Not guilty. Yes. Waston Law SLF says she needs to go rest and start recovering from this. Not guilty. Okay. Let me gift this out real quick. Membership gifting. Okay, I'm going to gift out 5 memberships right now. It selects you randomly. You can use your emojis. Okay, I'm buying it. I'm buying it. Watch my cards like declined. That'd be hilarious. All right, gifted memberships. Michelle, my bell, you got one, sweetie. Let it be. Sweetie, wipe the seat. Got it. Albino Moon Gal, that sweetie got it. Salee received one. John Gross got one. Yes. And then I'll maybe gift more in a little bit here. So congratulations to those who got gifted. Wouldn't that be funny? Like, declined. Your card got declined. You want to go? You've been going to Costco a little too much with this lady. You've been going to Costco a little too often with this card. I just love Costco nowadays. Okay. I'm going to search other streams too. We got a potty, guys. Also, I don't want to give up my shitty Boston accent. I know my real Massachusetts people are probably like, girl, it's just, oh, I love it so much. I think it's also that I really, every time I've been to Boston, every time I've been to Massachusetts, I mean, I haven't been far into Massachusetts, I've really enjoyed it. And I tend to become friends with people from Boston very easily. In LA, I had so many Boston friends. I don't know, we get each other. All right. Karen Read verdict. Let's see what other people are showing. NBC Boston, what do they got going on? Jeez Louise. A little fruit fly in here. Okay. Court TV. Everybody's live. Oh my God. Emily D. Baker's got 47,000 people. Melanie Lill's got 37,000 people. Turtle Boy's live with 3.6 thousand, but I think that's just because he's on his phone. Because normally he's got like 10, 12, 17,000. Court TV, 33,000. The Lawyer, 29,000. I mean, so many freaking people are paying attention to this. I was like, I got 167. Hell yeah. All right. Let's see. NBC Boston. We might have to search on the Twitter too, because it'll never be X to me. All right. Let's see what NBC Boston's saying. Oh, that one lady. It's that one reporter from Boston. What's her name, you guys? She tweets out reactions. Sue? Is it Sue O'Connell? Okay, let me share this.
From around the country that Jen McCabe and Carrie Roberts
suck.
Volunteered to help that morning.
They suck.
They were there with Karen Read.
Oh, her brother.
Blasting music behind me and
Oh,
some happy
shout
crowds
out
right
to
here. What did you-
Boston 10. Don't strike me, Boston 10. But we are going to watch some of this and commentate.
You give us the lay of the land. How are things? You just explained it. There's a lot of noise behind you.
Let me see if they have the moment she came out.
Over and see if we can ask them a couple questions, see what they think. Chris, have you been out here today, and have you been coming regularly?
Oh my God, interviewing these cuties.
Yes and no.
Oh my God, honey, I love your hair. I love your hair, honey. She's got a fresh dye job, I think. I don't want to be insulting, but it's so, so dark. I love it.
I was out here all day today, yes.
What did you think about the decision?
Absolutely fabulous. It's about time that the Commonwealth gets it right.
Were you surprised, or did you think this was what would happen?
I actually had a really good feeling about it, but with that second or third question, whatever one, I thought it was going to get hung up on that again and do another retrial or mistrial, whatever you want to call it. I'm so excited to keep it right now.
No, you're doing fine. Can I ask you a question as well? What do you think
hogging all the views
between this trial and the last one?
I think they told a better story. It was more concise and it was easier
Thanks,
to follow.
Gary.
So I think the defense team did a really thoughtful and thorough job explaining what happened.
How about the prosecution? They sort of upgraded. They brought in
I wouldn't call Hank an upgrade whatsoever. I think he was underwhelming. I think that he was playing dirty, and I just hope to never see him in the courtroom.
Lally did a better job than Hank.
Oh my God, these women, marry me. I'm already married. You can join me and my husband. We have a thruple, a quadruple. I have to hear that lady again. I am ready for this town to roast these fools. Hank Brennan, Lolly, Procta, Higgins, Albert, Bev, everybody. This lady is a freaking treasure. The only thing I hate about NBC 10 Boston is that their channel is so freaking quiet.
To follow. So I think the defense team did a really thoughtful and thorough job explaining what happened.
How about the prosecution? They sort of upgraded. They brought in Hank.
I wouldn't call Hank an upgrade whatsoever. I think he was underwhelming. I think that he was playing dirty, and I just hope to never see him in the courtroom.
Lally did a better job than Hank.
I just want to ask you that from a couple folks. Can I ask you a little bit about, now I've heard the crowd was treated.
That is amazing.
We still don't know, there's been nobody's been held accountable for his death. What do you think about that? Do you think someone ever will be?
That's terrible.
That's terrible that nobody's been held accountable, but we're hoping that somebody's going to be held accountable. Now we're hoping that that's the next step to go after the real culprits who did this to John O'Keefe. Because we are here for justice for John O'Keefe. And this was the first step. Yeah, it starts now.
Good. Well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it very much. Enjoy yourself. Why don't we walk over here?
Oh my God.
It's difficult, but you can see the state police
I
cars.
loved that lady. More of that, Boston 10. Just interview all of these people. Thank you, Osflygo, for the generous super chat. Thank you for your coverage, Jolene. You are so welcome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for suggesting that I cover this trial and keeping on me about it too. I only wish I had listened to you the first time. I will never doubt you again. I will never doubt you again. It was just during Big Brother, I think. So I was like, I'm doing Big Brother. Thank you, Evelyn. You guys are starting a little super chat train over here. Evelyn says, Verdict Watch with Jolene is the best. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You're so sweet. But I'll be honest, there's some great people covering this. So that's very nice of you to say, Evelyn. You are such a sweetie and a wonderful mod, and I appreciate you so very much. I want them to interview more people.
To help keep folks away. They've done a great job, the folks, the state police and local municipal
Not
police
guilty.
that are working. And it looks like we might have some folks coming up. So why don't I throw it back to you guys?
Okay, I'm going to make this big again so we can watch her come out again.
Emerging from the courthouse, you see Alan Jackson there and Karen Read holding her right hand over her heart as they look out to the crowd. The other times that they've left the courthouse over the last few days, it's been to silence. They've been encouraging the crowd not to make noise so that they don't disturb the jury deliberations. This time is different. This time, this is a victory walk. She has been acquitted of all of the murder charges in this case, convicted only of a lesser included charge of operating a vehicle under the influence. This crowd has waited a long time to hear from her. Let's listen in as well.
Number one is I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters who have supported me and my team financially and, more importantly, emotionally for almost 4 years. And the second thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have and my team. Thank you.
You want to see it reopen? Karen, you want to see the case reopen? Should the case be reopened? No, the case cannot be reopened. This case is over. No, I mean, the case is largely for someone else. What did you say? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it to Karen and her dad.
I think that's an excellent point. That Karen Read and the Karen Read supporters and her legal team are really Justice for John O'Keefe and have really pushed to expose just how shady this investigation is and just how much they failed John O'Keefe as a fellow officer to find the real reason, to find who really unalived him. So say it, Karen. I just love her dad. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. I want to acknowledge the strength of our daughter Karen, the support of the entire Reed extended family. I want to acknowledge the greatest team of attorneys. Our first one that we found was David Yannetti. We added Alan Jackson and Liza Little.
Liza!
You know about. All right. It was a fantastic team, but we needed them all to defeat this. We thank everybody for their support from the heart. We love you all of the content providers. We help spread.
I don't understand when Proctor's like weird Fall River accent. I like their accent. I like that her dad's like from the heart.
Thank you so much. God bless you all. Investigation. Let's do this.
Oh my God, Yannetti. I am living for Yannetti's reactions.
Spread the word. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Investigation. Let's do this.
Yannetti's like, I live here. This is fucked. This is corrupt. Yes, Mr. Reed for president. Fuck yeah. Let's do it. David Yannetti.
I don't know who looked happier there, David Yannetti pumping his fists in the air, or Mr. Reed, Karen's dad,
William Reed, yeah,
who just said he acknowledged the strength of our daughter.
And his name's William, same as my brother.
Support from Reed's extended family, which implied really everybody who was out there supporting her, did say that they needed the team of lawyers, that they started with David Yannetti and they had to add, and they added Alan Jackson and Liza Little, and then added from New York, we had Robert Alessi. He then said he thanked the content providers.
which is an interesting one.
Very, but it's tapping into the fact that this case exploded in part because of what was spread online. Whether you think that what was spread was correct.
Not in part, because of. I would not know about this. We wouldn't have all of the coverage we have unless Turtle Boy brought this forward. I understand why they say in part. It honestly is content creators and non-mainstream media that was like, this is fucked. Just say it how it is. It doesn't take away from you, but maybe there's like this fear, since technically, NBC, well, not technically, it is, it's traditional media. There's new media, there's different media out there. Okay, recognize it. Cammy, thank you for the super chat. Cammy says, do we think Bev and Hanky are doing shots in the chambers? Oh my God, they're crying together, they're licking each other's tears, I think. Fall River. I just don't understand why they say the accent is bad. I love it.
Incorrect.
I think it's nice.
It was what started to get more attention on the case. And Karen herself said she would not be standing there, free woman, without her supporters, both financially and emotionally. Because as we know, we have been, let's listen into her dad.
All of these charges, and we need to get our life back together, and we will. And I thank everybody in New England, everybody for their support in getting behind us, as you can see here today. Can you decide your emotion when your verdict was announced? What went through your mind? Tremendous thanks to Almighty God, Jesus Christ, and a relief, and thank you for our great green team. What do you think?
This man is so cute. And the fact that he sat there every day, I don't know if he ever missed a day. I mean, this man's got to be what, definitely in his 70s, because Karen's my age and my parents are 70. Dad's 71. And he sits there every day for his daughter. Oh, he's so cute. I'm sorry, Mrs. Reed. I'm like hitting on your man over here. I love you too. You're cute too.
The difference was between this trial and the last one, Mr. Reed. Another year of information circulating in the public, and people are aware of what's happened. I gotta go. What's your message?
Yeah, let him go. Let him go.
William addressed the larger crowd there outside the courthouse. Another thing that Karen Read said while she was speaking is that no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than we have. And that is an interesting statement as well, because of course on the the other side of this argument, and it's difficult to even position it that way, but for those people who feel as if there has not been justice for John O'Keefe, they do point some of the blame for that in the direction of Karen Read and her defense team.
They're not paying
Remember,
attention.
the next step, if they continue to go through it, will be the civil trial. So there is more ahead, that you can understand the relief that is happening throughout the Read family and friends. We have Melody Mendez out there. Melody, one thing I think was striking as well is the lawyers didn't speak, and we know they're not shy, and they have had a gag order.
They got music on.
I believe they could have spoken, and
Sure.
Karen didn't say much either. She seemed quite appreciative, but there was no grandstanding out there. There was a thank you financially and emotionally. And then off they went. I assume we can see now, Melody, the crowds are starting to disperse as well.
All right,
Where's the party? I want to know where the party is. There's got to be a big Karen Read after party. I do, a big part of me wishes that I was there to like experience that moment. Now I want to go, but now I'm afraid to go to Canton because God knows what can happen to you in that town. There needs to be someone needs to have a podcast. Should I do it? Like investigating Canton. Or maybe Turtle Boy needs, he's already investigating all of them, but maybe he needs to just have just investigating the town as a whole, all the crimes, all the cases, all the things. Investigating Canton, investigating the Commonwealth. Do I have to move there? No, Joleen, stop it. Now my neurodivergent ass is like, maybe I need to tell my husband, Ren, he needs to get a job in Massachusetts. Become a Massachusetts nurse. And then I can go do comedy and investigate the town. No.
Say that, JC, can you repeat what you just said for me again? I'm sorry, I got a motorcycle, blasting music behind me, and some happy crowds out here. What did you just say, my friend?
You give us the lay of the land. How are things? You just explained it. There's a lot of noise behind you, but it is.
Yes, Adele.
It is wild out here. Look, this is a group of folks who've been waiting for years to get this verdict in particular, to see this moment happen, right? And you can see as the crowds disperse, many of them walking this way, kind of just leaving this area, but many of them actually still kind of milling around. And everyone that I've asked, like, how do you
Yes.
feel? They said,
Take an Uber. Get the Uber drivers. Get an Uber driver. No drinking and driving. That's one thing that we hope we learn now. Yes, Adele, content creators are a huge part of the media. They speak for the people because they actually listen to their supporters. I know I highlighted that, but I don't remember if I read it. Dropkick Murphy should be playing some. I'm surprised the Dropkick Murphys aren't there. Just like dropping it down for Karen Read. Oh my God, Chell could work with Nurse Kim. I don't think Nurse Kim knows who I am. I'll have to introduce myself and be like, hi, big fan, first time caller. Can you get my husband a job? Tom says if she has the funds, the OUI could be thrown out because you can't let a suspect go for hours, then verify they didn't drink while out of your sight more than a 9-hour period. Exactly. The OUI thing, I think, again, just like every, lawyer is saying on YouTube, it's most likely a way for them to give the O'Keefe family something because this investigation failed and the Commonwealth failed Karen Read so badly and obviously also failed John O'Keefe and John O'Keefe's family so badly. So they wanted to give something. However, to give someone a OUI, DUI, and you didn't catch them in the act of driving, all they have is Karen admitting to having had drinks, but so did all of these other people who also admitted to driving. But to get a OUI and not be caught in the car, it's weird. You feel so, Tom, I think you were right on in that she could easily probably get it thrown out. Will she? I don't know. At this point, she might just take it because they've already sentenced her to the probation. But then again, she might want to look into that because who knows what these people will try to, set her up for violating her probation somehow. It's crazy. They need to pick up Higgins because we saw him driving to Canton PD. We saw him drinking at the bar. We saw him thrusting on the back of Brian Albert. Brokeback Brian's. We saw the Brokeback Brian's. We know from his testimony under oath that he was drinking. He's drinking Jameson and ginger, and that he drove after being at 34 Fairview. And we saw on camera him at Canton PD moving cars around, even though he was talking on the phone, which he said he didn't do, and looked as though he was moving some kind of bags. Like, what was in the bags, Brian? What was it? We need an investigation of the Bryans. Yes. The BBC, the Bryans and Colin. They got to get Proctor to flip. They got to get him to admit that he botched the investigation and flip on everybody. I don't know. There's still so much more to this. Heather says they all testified under oath that they were drinking and driving that night, right? But yet Karen's the only one with the OUI. They're all just living their life, going, we're getting bullied. We're getting bullied by people. The OUI needs to be thrown out because it gives cause for a civil suit. That's true, Tom. And there was no collision. So the OUI itself was like, what's the... No, I know it was the defense's idea, but just throw it out at this point. Unless you're going to give everyone who admitted under oath OUIs, which this is just, it's just so stupid. It's so dumb. Right? The Dateline or 2020 investigation that they do of this trial. Because think of all the documentaries that are coming. I don't know if Karen is currently like filming, but I'm hoping for a season 2 of Body in the Snow so we can see behind the scenes of this trial too. But I don't know if she had cameras following her or recording her this time around. But that would be fascinating. I hope there was some kind of documentary style so that this can get further exposed. This is so wrecked. And has anybody looked into all of the previous cases of Auntie Bev? Because there's got to be more. And we know this area alone has some, you know, interesting cases. But yeah, maybe the, what is it? The Innocence Project or those people can look into. I would say anyone who was investigated by Michael Proctor who's currently in jail, look into it. I don't trust this man or Buchanan, any of these idiots. Give her a ticket, maybe, but this, I mean, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Nikki C says, Beach Cowgirl says, Chip is fighting to get reinstated. Proctor is fighting. What a loser. He's not going to flip. And if he does, he'll go to jail. That's true. Oh my God, stupid Proctor. Well, someone was saying that he was going to be doing an interview. It's like, who wants to hear from, I mean, I'll watch it. I'll roast the shit out of it, but who wants to hear from Michael Proctor and his weirdo wife? I don't even understand how she can stand by him after everything. And she's just going, well, he thought she murdered a cop. No, he didn't think that. He wanted to believe that. Like he didn't have any proof of that, I should say. So sure, he thought it. He wanted to make it true. And so he didn't do a proper investigation. Right? That would give me such, I'm sure Karen Read has such PTSD going past this courtroom.
Finally, I'm getting a lot of people. Great. This is what we waited for. A lot of
Oh my goodness. I'm going to Google that real quick.
Listen, I know that there has been this tension over this case boiling, and not just here locally, JC. As you mentioned earlier, this has been a case that has gotten national attention. Folks across the country, across the globe even, have been watching this play out, and people feel very strongly on both sides, right? So I think for the group of folks that we're seeing out here today, Karen Read supporters mainly, I think we're feeling that sense of relief for them. As you mentioned, of course, there's the other side that we have to acknowledge, folks who don't believe this is justice for John O'Keefe. But for this side today, at least for the folks wearing pink and who supported Karen Read all along, this is a huge day for them. People walking away with smiles. And there's still, I mean, even now, Karen Read and her attorneys have left. We know the jurors left through the back. We know the O'Keefe family is gone. Even Mass State Police are basically dispersing now that Karen's gone. Their essentially job is done here. Local police still hanging around. I just spoke to one officer who tells me they're going to be here for quite some time now, really, until everything is gone. The barricades are down. It's looking like a late night for them. But even still looking at the crowd, you guys, there's still a lot of people out
Also,
here.
I feel like oh, here's her brother. I want to hear this. They should make sure that Karen has some kind of, I just don't trust these assholes, some kind of security around her. Protect Karen at all costs. She needs to make sure her address is unlisted. I don't know. These weirdos. I just Googled it to see if there was any information Maybe I could find like speculative stuff on Reddit, but I didn't see anything, Cammie. But yeah. Big Losers. Yeah, Wake Up America. Big Losers party at Bev's Side Bar and Grill. She's bringing the bottles and James. She's like, I got it. I'm going to be crying. Michelle's just so happy for her. This was a weird New England witch trial. It was so strange. Nothing made sense until this moment when the jury found Karen not guilty. I mean, I think the jury, obviously, through their questions, we were able to see that they did not want a mistrial again. They did not want, or a hung jury. They did not want that to happen again. The same thing that happened in the first trial. And they were just trying to get clarification. And Bev's like, I can't answer that because it's hypothetical. Yeah, and I can't give you any more guidance. Sorry. Girl, your system is broken. All right.
Studio somewhere difficult for us to discern.
They're going to interview Karen Read's brother.
Chanting, lock up Jen at one point, reference to Jen.
The crowd was cheering. Lock up. Jen McCabe, you better move, girl. Oh my goodness, you better move. Lock up Jen. Lock up Jen. Oh my gosh. I saw, okay, remind me to talk about this later. My hair is a mess.
Jennifer McCabe. Oh, I guess we're taking Karen Read.
Beyond words. Beyond words. I'm so proud of our legal team. I'm 3-4 years older than Karen, and so I've seen my parents aging through this process. My dad's 77, my mom's 75. We wanted this to end in the greatest possible news, and I think we got that today.
Can your family go back to the way it was before, or is this changed you?
I think it's changed you forever. I mean, take a look at this crowd. How can it not? But yeah, hopefully within time. Yeah.
You didn't say anything to the O'Keefe family. They didn't make any comment. Do you have any?
No, just sorry for their loss. We've always felt that way. John was a good man. I knew John, and we cared about him very much.
We've just been listening to Nathan Read, that is Karen Read's brother, saying that the greatest possible news is what they got today. She was convicted of OUI. That is the least of the choices. I do want to, as we head into Sue, Glenn, you showed me this statement that came in. Our investigative reporter, Ryan Caff, has retweeted this. It's a statement from some of the people who took the stand, witnesses in this case who were either there that day or somehow got connected to this case. Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, Chris Albert, Julie Albert, Colin Albert, Nicole Albert, Brian Albert, Kerry Roberts, and Kurt Roberts. Sue, if you can hear me, I'm going to quote what they had to say.
Who cares?
Because they have been torn into this. They say, today our hearts are with John and the entire O'Keefe family. They have suffered through so much and deserve better from our justice system. While we may have more to say in the future, today we mourn with John's family and lament the cruel reality that this prosecution was infected by lies and conspiracy theories spread by Karen Read, her defense team, and some in the media. The result is a devastating miscarriage of justice. Sue?
Boo, tomato. Put your tomatoes in the chat. You all are liars. Like, you've been exposed. It's time to wrap it up. All right. The fact that they're like, they definitely want to hear from us. You are the reason that your alleged friend will never get justice. You moved weird, sus, dangerous, sick. The way you even spoke about him after he was dead. The way Matt McCabe was worried about missing a basketball game. The way Jen McCabe's story changed and she was involved in everything. The way they tried to manipulate Kerry Roberts. Give me a break. So what? Who cares? And also, while the collusion, you all are, again, teamed up together against Karen. Even in your statement, you can't even do statements on your own, thus proving our point that you have been this wall, this team against Karen Read from the jump. You don't want justice. You just don't want the truth to get out. That's what it looks like. And now you're all speaking as a group. Who put this statement together? Jen McCabe? Jen's like, oh my God, I have to do this. Okay, I need some Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, dear everyone, here is our statement. Obviously, Karen's a bitch. Obviously, Karen's guilty. We did not do anything wrong. We all are so saddened. I'm speaking for everybody. She's on like a friggin', group call with everybody. Like, what? Shut up. Yes, Katie K, thank you so much. It's over. Karen Read is free. And you know, they're going to, Jen McCabe and them, they're going to do interviews. They can't help it. They can't help themselves. They want this attention. And they think they're smart enough to undo what we saw with our own eyes as the public, that we saw just how effed up they were. They think they're smart enough to talk us out of it. Jen would be like, I just wanted to give the peanut butter sandwiches. That was in my bag. I got peanut butter. I got the peanut butter sandwiches. I got to take my niece to Dunkin' Donuts. Now I can't even take my niece to Dunkin' Donuts.
Jen! 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 Because I had like bread and maybe peanut butter in my car.
Why did you have bread and peanut butter in your car?
I had my niece for the week, and I was dragging her like to all my kids' sporting events. So we'd go from like one game to another game to a practice. So sometimes instead of always giving her McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, I'd try to throw her a peanut butter sandwich.
And they were making fun of you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what the hell?
Sometimes instead of always giving her McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts.
They all, like, think about that. They all put out a statement together. One more time. Put your tomatoes in the chat. Thank you for the super chats, you guys. Indiana Girl Jewels. Thank you so much, Katie K. That was so sweet of you. Care Bear says their karma is absolutely coming. They are horrible friends. Didn't go to his funeral. Get the fuck out of here. Indiana Girl Jewels says, please excuse my 8 DMs from earlier. Never apologize. Okay. I was trying to give you a heads up. You guys, you don't understand how much I appreciate your heads up. And when you send me DMs, and I know I can't get back to everybody. I can't even get back to close to everybody because I can't keep up with my text messages, let alone DMs on social media. But I see them and I appreciate it. And I'm not worthy, but such a good day. Karen is free. Yes. Indiana Girl Jewels. Also, is the NBA Finals game? Is it tonight? Was it last night? What's going on with the Pacers and OKC? Once the Wolves were out, I paying very little attention. Just a little bit.
While we may torn into this, Roberts and Kurt Roberts. Sue, if you can hear me, I'm going to.
Who the fuck's Kurt Roberts? Is that her husband? Did we hear from him?
Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, Chris.
Okay, so here's the messages coming from all these people. Put out a joint message, but they're not working again together. They're not colluding. They're not trying to go after Karen. It's not all of them versus little old Karen. They can't even, this is like such groupthink, bully, high school bullshit. They can't even put out statements on their own.
Statement from some of the people who took the stand, witnesses in this case who were either there.
And where did they put this out at? NBC 10?
Or somehow got connected to this case. Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, Chris Albert, Julie Albert, Colin Albert, Nicole Albert, Brian Albert, Kerry Roberts, and Kurt Roberts. Sue, if you can hear me, I'm going to quote what they had to say because they have been torn into this. They say, today our hearts are with John and the entire O'Keefe family. They have suffered through so much and deserve better from our justice system. While we may have more to say in the future, today we mourn with John's family and lament the cruel reality that this prosecution was infected by lies and conspiracy theories spread by Karen Read, her defense team, and some in the media. The result is a devastating miscarriage of justice. Sue?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot of collateral damage around this case, and of course, it wasn't so much in this second retrial, but in the first trial, the idea that there was a conspiracy theory that people who loved John, who were childhood friends with John, who worked with John, who helped John raise his niece and nephew, would somehow be involved in this conspiracy to hide a murder or to frame someone. So, you know, this damage, and I think, of course, you mentioned, JC, the civil suits that might be coming down. It's been a terrible situation for the greater Boston area, for Canton, and now for, you know, basically the entire world who looks at this, and the amplification of the misinformation and disinformation. And of course, as we know, there's still other cases going on. Witness intimidation cases are still being adjudicated. You know, and the other reality of this is that when you're fighting for your life, or when you are fighting for justice for a loved one who has been taken from you, you are going to do everything that you can to defend yourself or to get that other person prosecuted. And unfortunately, this entire investigation and the trial, the first trial, went off the rails on that. It's hard to explain to people who don't know that
who are just dropping in and watching the trial for the first time, especially from around the country, that Jen McCabe and Carrie Roberts volunteered to help that morning, right? They were there with Karen Read out of the blue after a night going out, get a call from a friend, I need your help. They didn't know each other. They showed up and they looked for John and tried to save John's life. And then since that night, their lives have been a mess and have been intruded upon, and they have not had a normal situation, a normal life in any way, shape, or form. So while there's a lot of problems with this case when it comes to the investigation and the way it was adjudicated, there are also a lot of collateral damage. And by that, I mean actual humans whose lives will probably never be the same again. And I think it's also a lesson for all of us to understand how social media works, how the amplification of social media works. Maybe we should have done a better job in the news media investigating the case in the first place,
You
got
think?
ahead of it. But here we are, lessons learned, and we'll see what happens in the
Yes, Sue. Yes, you nailed that. Take some accountability. The news stations, the local news stations, like you could have literally read the report. Isn't that what Turtle Boy said he did? He said he read the report. And he was like, oh, this is fucked. And then he looked into it and started interviewing people and doing an investigation. These journalists could have done the same thing. That's like your job. I went to college for journalism. I'm not a journalist. I'm just a comedian and a silly lady on the internet. But that's literally your job. Look into shit. But I think now with like clickbait and, you know, in the interest of like making money and things, they're not taking the time to look into this shit.
in the next trial that's like this, because there's one thing that's for sure about the Karen Read trial and retrial is it changed the way that media, social media, traditional media cover cases. It'll never be the same. JC and Glenn?
And so I wonder, from your perspective, even just personally, someone who has not spent a lot of time covering murder trials, to sit through two of these, are you inspired or disheartened by our justice system?
Well, I kind of start as a skeptic, Glenn. I'm unfortunately always expecting just the bare minimum from our institutions, and I know that I've gotten some, as a commentator, talked about how there are many similarities between the Black Lives Matter movement and folks who want justice for Karen Read, how the overreaching of investigation, the power the government has over us. So I come at it that way. But one thing that I did learn sitting through these two trials is how exceptionally brilliant you have to be a juror, because the instructions, you have no legal training. You're not even told what you really can or cannot do in court. You may not know what objection sustained overruled means. When you're told to strike something, we got a question from one of the jurors before they deliberated. Remember, they wanted to know what they were supposed to strike and what it meant. And this is our justice system, right? This is a life or death situation. This is the trial of a charge of a murder of a Boston police officer, a young woman, Karen Read, on trial for her life. And we have a system that doesn't educate our jurors as to what they should and shouldn't know going into a trial. So to answer your question, yeah, I'm inspired in demanding, I think, and we all need to demand an improved justice system. I mean, they have this thing called the computer, so you could actually put a verdict slip on it. You could do it probably on X, right? Yes, no, and if you say yes to this, it would go to the next one, or just say you're all done. I mean, I just think it's time for us to get some improvements.
Well, so you have been answering a lot of questions to that point of the simplicity and yet confusion of our system, because Boston has such deep history and we have been, quote, doing things this way always, right down to Sue watching the jury get picked by a rotating tumbler with, numbered balls inside.
Bingo.
They actually physically take that out in this day and age. Yes, I mean, think of the contradiction of how, in some ways, simple or antiquated our system is with some of the things we saw in the courtroom, and put on the flip side, Sue, how you said social media has pushed this. In other words, the current technology, what we have at our fingertips, has influenced or had an effect or somehow come into this trial as well. So, I mean, we have both at play, Sue, and I guess we'll have to see how that moves forward, in which case, do the antiquated systems, are they there because they still work, Sue, or are they there because nobody has thought to change them?
They're there because you have judges like Bev, who clearly her ego is so big that she cannot be told that something that they've done time and time again that isn't working, clearly didn't work for the first trial, still isn't working, that it can be adjusted. I mean, look at how Bev reacted to the defense's suggestion of them, just making some changes to the verdict slip. And then when the jury came back, Bev was like, no, this is how we always do it. And then the jury came back like, we're confused. And then Bev's like, okay, I made just a minor change. It's basically the same as the other jury slip because it makes sense. Like she couldn't even give on that. Like it's not about you as the judge. Okay? It's about justice overall. But I think like some of these people, their egos are so big and they think they're so important. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. Magical Menagerie says, does anyone think a few of the jurors will be surfing the web to see all the first trial or all the YouTubes? Yes, I do. I feel like hearing everyone cheer might have made them think, OMG, we did the right thing. Yeah. Well, I think going into it, there were a lot of the jurors had knowledge of the first trial. It's kind of impossible not to. How much? I don't know. But yeah, I'd be looking into everything now. Thank you, William, for the super chat. William, so just want to make sure you saw that Kim Woodburn. No, I love her. Oh, I got a clip I got to play. Oh my God, that's so sad. R.I.P. Kim. She was just iconic on Celebrity Big Brother. UK. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I have her little clip that I played. You adulterer. You adulterer. R.I.P.
Go away, you adulterer.
Absolutely.
You adulterer.
You chicken little. What did she call it? A chicken livid. You chicken livid pussy or something she called people. Oh, I love Kim. R.I.P. Kim. You gave me so many laughs and so much entertainment. Go away, you adulterer.
Go away, you adulterer.
Absolutely.
You adulterer.
So sad to hear about her passing. She is iconic. Iconic. Jules said, Jolene, I have to send you the verdict slip for another police officer. Okay. Unaliving the verdict slip was cleared. Yes. Send it away. Send it to me. Yeah, it's not about you and your bangs, Bev. R.I.P. 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 So iconic. Shout out to Toronto. Stephanie says, wow, Toronto here. Wild. Yes. The cleaning lady actually kicked the bucket. Love Kim. Oh, I know, Kim. She was so fantastic. Magical Menagerie, thank you for the super sticker. Sweet. Oh my gosh, look at your dogs. Are those all your dogs? Oh, I'm obsessed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you have 6 dogs? I'm jealous. I only have 3. I need more dogs. That's what your picture shows me. Yes. Thank goodness Karen Read is free. Okay, let's hear what else Sue has to say. I'm going to jump around here.
Well, I think both, right? I mean, it is kind of a weird place to be that this trial was dependent so much on data, right? Cell phone data, health phone data, GPS data, a black box.
What'd she say? Cell phone data, hell phone data. Did she say hell phone? Is there a hell phone, Sue?
Because they still work, Sue, or are they there because nobody has thought to change them?
Well, I think both, right? I mean, it is kind of a weird place to be that this trial was dependent so much on data, right? Cell phone data, health phone data,
What's hell phone? Judge Joleen, I don't know what my next trial is. You guys tell me. You tell me what the next trial is. I know I'm going to keep up on this after Karen Read and interviews and documentaries and stuff. But you tell me. You know what, for sure, unless this is a federal trial, which I'm not sure, is the asshole from Minnesota, Vance, whatever his name is, who went and assassinated the politicians. I'll probably, if that ends up being a case that is televised, that's a case I will be following very closely, obviously, because from Minnesota, I worked for the Minnesota State Senate for like a minute. I was an intern there during college. My mom worked there. My brother works there. My husband worked there for a time. So yeah, that story hits very close to home the day that happened. You guys know I went live and I was like, still just horrible, tragic, but I definitely want to follow that trial depending on if it will be televised. I'm not sure, but they got him. The Diddy trial. You know what, producer Linda? We'll see. It's a mess. My friend Mims, make it make sense. He's killing it. He's covering it. He's there. If you guys aren't subbed to Mims, definitely do. He's been going into court. He's literally relocated for the time being to cover it. That thing is a mess. So, yeah, those kind of cases are just, mm-hmm. I might be able to do maybe a couple updates, but that shit that's a lot. Oh, the Idaho 4 hearing is today. I thought they already started his trial. That is a fudged up thing too. Jewel said, I would love your recap of last year's Karen Read testimony. Jen McCabe, Trooper Paul Brett. I think we need to do it. I did do, obviously, a Proctor. I've done a couple of them. But I think we might have to go back and take a look at some of these testimonies. And give it a good roasting, now that we know Karen's free. Mm-hmm. Charicity, Brian Koberger, that's the Idaho guy, right? Ugh. Yuck. Sandra Birchmore. What is currently, I was just looking up if there was a podcast about Sandra Birchmore, and if they had like a, and there's one, The Case, and I don't know if The Case is specifically, there seems to be a couple podcasts about the Sandra Birchmore case. 23-year-old Sandra Birchmore was found dead in her apartment by Canton police. The medical examiner ruled it that she had unalived herself, but friends and family have their doubts and look into the tragic death of that young woman who looks to have been groomed by Canton PD, being a young explorer. I mean, that's a sick ass case too. But yeah, we could do look into some of the old testimony, since we didn't get any of the players, and I didn't cover it last summer, this trial, and we didn't get any of these. We only got Jen McCabe this year. We got Carrie Roberts on the stand, but we didn't get Brian Albert. We didn't get Maya Collins' testimony. Oh my goodness. So we didn't get Michael Proctor. Yes, Krista Marie, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. You're gonna miss the way I roasted Bev, Hanky, Jen, Carrie, Higgins. Well, we can always roast them, and we do celebratory roast now that we know that Karen is free. Yeah, Sandra Birchmore will be interesting. It just came out. Maybe her baby wasn't his after all. Really? Ugh. That is, such a tragic story. Yes, Teacher B. Mm-hmm. Troopa Proctor. Yeah, if you go in my playlist for the Judge Joleen, you should see my Troopa Proctor is the first testimony that we roasted, which kind of got us. My dog is snoring on the ground. I was like, no, is that Buffy? Yes. As we were venturing into this case, we looked over Proctor's testimony from last year. And we never went over the Higgins one. Right, Tequila Girl? Mental note to never visit this city. Mm-hmm. There's so many.
GPS data.
Many true crime stuff that we can add a little levity to, hopefully.
Satellites keeping track of where we were and what we were doing, where we were walking up or walking down, and then it's time to pick the jury, and we bring out a wooden bowl and we crank it around and pull it out. People were suspicious in the last trial that they didn't see the balls being picked out. This state,
What the fuck? It's like the lottery. It's like they have a better system for the lotto numbers that they pick than Canton does for their jury. They're like, then we put it in this thing, and then Bev spits on it. All right. And we put the hair of a male virgin. So we use Higgins' hair. We put it in there for good luck for all sides. Okay, then we spin and we spin and we spin and we spin, and we drop the balls, and everyone runs around the balls. And then everyone takes their balls out, and then they squat. And if your ball touches one of the balls and it sticks, if you get the scrotum sticks, then that's the number that coincides with the juror. And that's how we pick the jury. What?
And I know that our friend Ryan Kath, our colleague in the investigators unit, will tell you and agree with me. Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, is one of the worst states in the United States of America for transparency of government, right? And again, like you said, JC, blame it on the 1600s, but the truth is we still are terrible at transparency. And although, I'm also not into the conspiracy theories of the foreman was picked in advance and this is going to happen, I do think it's important for all of us to demand transparency from our government officials and our institutions as often as we can, even if it means, holding the ball up when they pick a juror.
Sue O'Connell, thank you so much for being our eyes and ears inside this courtroom over 2 trials. Your insight has been invaluable.
Invaluable,
NBC10's
Sue.
Malcolm Johnson, who has been outside the courthouse with the crowds, which I imagine are thinning now, Malcolm.
They are thinning, but what we are seeing is still some of the very passionate Karen Read supporters. If you look just across the street, there are a good amount of them that remain behind the barricades here, having their voices heard. We want to speak here with Aiden Kearney, better known as Turtle Boy. You were inside of the courtroom as this came down. What was it like for yourself, and what was the feeling inside of the courtroom?
It was a surreal, emotional experience. That's the best way I can describe it. When you've invested so much of yourself in your life, in one case for the last 2.5 years, become almost part of it yourself by getting your own charges with it, to finally hear those words, not guilty. I mean, I've been dreaming about this, man. I've been thinking about this for so long. But to finally hear them read out loud in court and see...
Every time I see Turtle Boy now, I think, listen, Turtle. Who's that guy, John? Oh, my God. That was so funny. Listen, Turtle. Some of you asked for a link to we'll play the Turtle Boy interview here. Link to the membership. I'll put it in the chat. So now I'm just like, listen, Turtle. What is that guy's name? That John guy? I was trying to tell my husband, Shell, about this. And when Turtle Boy trolled him, oh my God, I don't think I've laughed that hard in a while. I honestly don't think I've laughed that hard in a while. When he's trolling him while he's going live, he's like, excuse me, officer, get him out of here. Listen, Turtle. Listen. All right, let me rewind a little bit. Oh, what is that guy's name? He has just the worst takes. He's literally paid by Hank Brennan. Maybe it's Hank's husband or something. DePietro. Yeah, John DePetro. Oh, gosh. He's something, right? He's doing live reads. He's like, now you can get some Coppet down here in Canton, Massachusetts. If you want Canton Coppet, Turtle, get out of my shot. Listen, Turtle. Listen, Turtle. Don't you be coming in my shot over here. I'm trying. And he's like, this is my corner. This is where I do my reporting. John, he's always on freaking, this one here is bugging me. He's always on Court TV too. They're always giving him a platform. And I saw Nurse Kim giving him the what for. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, are we in the same reality? What is going on here? John DePetro. But as Turtle Boy was getting closer and closer and closer and closer to him, he's like, oh my gosh. As they're both reporting on the stairs of the courthouse. Listen, Turtle. Okay.
With it, to finally, when you've invested so much of yourself in your life, in one case for the last 2.5 years, become almost part of it yourself by getting your own charges with it, to finally hear those words, not guilty. I mean, I've been dreaming about this, man. I've been thinking about this for so long. But to finally hear them read out loud in court and see the emotion in Karen Read's team just leading up to it. There's 20 minutes in there of just intense feelings, like look of terror and scared, and then it was a happy ending. It was the most emotional. It was an emotional roller coaster, is how I would describe it.
As the different charges were read one by one, what were your feelings as the different ones were read aloud?
So when I heard not guilty with murder, I felt good with that, but I was expecting that because the last jury also acquitted of murder. We knew that the second charge was the contentious one of manslaughter, and when he said not guilty of that, oh man! And I knew, and we all kind of inferred from the questions they asked yesterday that was the one that they were stuck on, particularly count 5. And so when he said not guilty with that, I was just overcome with emotion. And then they said that the DUI charge was a conviction, and it just didn't even matter. It just didn't even care. No one cared, because who cares about a DUI from 3 years ago when no one was hurt? That's the key thing here, is that John O'Keefe was not hit by a car. So if Karen Read drove drunk and didn't hit him, what does it matter? If a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, what does it matter? So to hearing those, and you knew at that point the third one was going to be an acquittal.
And lastly, what would you say to those who feel like John O'Keefe still hasn't received justice?
Well, all of these people here think John O'Keefe hasn't received justice because the people who murdered John O'Keefe are out there. They're the McCabe's and the Alberts, and John O'Keefe went into their home and never came out of it alive, and they threw him on the lawn like trash. So I would hope that all of us can unite at this point, now that Karen Read has been exonerated, that all of us can unite and demand that the Alberts and the McCabe's and Brian Higgins be held accountable for what they did to John O'Keefe.
Aiden, thank you for your time.
Malcolm, thank you.
A lot of mixed reactions and feelings here.
Oh, let's hear that again. Oh my God. I do wonder what's going to happen with Turtle Boy's case. that they have against him for what is interfering or something? I don't know. Whatever unjust case they have against him regarding witness interference, I think. Here I know you guys are asking about the membership. I will pin the membership to the top of this chat. If you're looking for it, there's a link. Okay. But oh man, the McAlberts are like,
So I would hope that all of
they
us
definitely want this guy to go down.
Has been exonerated, that all of us can unite and demand that the
Welcome, Debbie. You found it.
And Brian Higgins be held accountable for what they did.
Well, one more time. One more time, Turtle.
Been exonerated, that all of us can unite and demand that the Alberts and McCabe's and Brian Higgins be held accountable for what they did to John O'Keefe.
Hayden, thank you for your time.
Hell yeah, that's what we keep. Everyone needs to be saying that. That the Alberts, the McCabe's, and Higgins get held accountable. That they get investigated. Hell yes.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything.
And you know why we have to make sure they're investigated?
Because they're losers.
Because they're losers. These losers need to be looked into. Where's your phone, Higgy? Why'd you get rid of it? Who gets rid of their phone on an army, a military base? What? I literally have my old phone. I just charged it yesterday. It was in my drawer. It's all cracked. My old phone, my new, like I keep my phones, or you turn them in and then you get a credit for another phone, or bring them to a recycling place. Who the hell? You know why Brian Higgins got rid of his phone?
Because they're losers.
Yep. And if you're ever invited to a party at Brian Albert's house, don't go.
Sounds like a pretty disgusting party to me.
Sounds like a pretty disgusting party. Thank you, Reality with Krista Marie. Good to see you. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Lean Team, you and Debbie. The McCabe's and the McAlberts are trending on. Oh, they're not going to like that. They just put out that joint statement. Uh-oh. Higgy's going to be like, why aren't I trending? And if you see Higgy in the bar, stay away. Protect your butt.
It's my purse. I don't know you.
Make sure you say that. That's my purse. I don't know you, Brian Higgins. That's my purse. Letting the days go by, losers destroy and dispose of their phones. Yep, that's what they do. They're losers. Also investigate this guy.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Bukaki. Take a look at him. Mr. Honor and Integrity. Hi, Araceli. Good to see you. Daisy, good point. Consequences for Kelly Deva, and her memory loss. She's like, I don't know. I never did my Dever parody. I might have to do that. McAlbert's, I don't know, Sarah. They might have to flee the country. I'm not sure. Debbie, I am covering the next Big Brother season. Thank you so much. I love your little sweet doggy in your picture too. Big Brother starts pretty soon. Lots of people to roast on that show. Right? I watched the first trial after the fact to get caught up for this trial, Magical. And says so much filled in the pool, the basement, poor Chloe, sold the house, all of them got new phones. It's too much. Justice for Chloe. We need to get some kind of, something needs to happen where we dig up that pool. Where is Chloe? I need to see her. I need to see this dog. I need proof that it's the dog. Like undeniable proof. I know this town doesn't know a lot about proof, but we need proof. Justice for Chloe. So crazy. Yeah, what is a false memory? Let me Google it real quick. False memory. False memory, Deva. False memory refers to a recollection that seems real in a person's mind, but is either fabricated or significantly different from how an event actually occurred. These inaccurate memories can be influenced by money and police commissioners and if you get a raise within your job. Now, I added that part. But these inaccurate memories can be influenced by various factors, including suggestibility. Maybe Deva, I think it was suggested that it was a false memory, and she took that. It was suggested, allegedly. Misinformation and the way our brains process and reconstruct memories. False memories are a normal part of human cognition and can range from minor distortions to significant fabrications. I think over time, a lot of us can have, you can kind of turn a memory into something it's not, or like something nicer than what it was, as like a protection for ourselves. But this chick, not too long after, was like, yeah, they were in there for a wild amount of time. It was wildly just crazy. And it's weird that Higgins was in there. And then all of a sudden she meets with the commissioner and she's like, false memory. So they Googled that term. And then she's like, yep, that's what it is. How much are you paying me? Am I getting a promotion? Okay. Yeah. False memory. False memory. Job promotion is an incentive. Oh, Deva, she is the young woman. I don't know if I have a picture of her. Here's Auntie Bev. Let me see if I have a picture of Deva. You guys kind of remember her. Let's see. Kelly, Deva, Diva, Denver. Images. She was sassy. She was so sassy, that Kelly. She was like, ugh. And Bev, I'm like, it's like Bev's granddaughter. Because Bev was not holding her accountable at all. She was just not. She's being very difficult, très difficile witness, not answering the questions, being like, ugh, I don't know. Don't ask me that. And Bev was like, oh, okay. Just answer half of it, Kelly. Come on, Kelly. You're not going to get your allowance this week. I'm only going to give you half of it. This is Kelly. This was Kelly. Kelly. It was done in good faith. Yes, Catherine. Oh my gosh. So crazy. Reality was Kristen Marie says she's in witness protection. Clora, as they say, her new name, Chloe's new name. LOL. Is that her new name? I would suggest Coco divorced Brian Albert. That Coco divorce. They just need to dig up that damn pool. You get rid of your house. You get rid of your dog. You get rid of your phones. You redo your basement. The pool. After someone was found on your front lawn, one of your friends. Come on now. Nicole Albert. Well, they were banging. Weren't they supposed to be banging after the party? So they couldn't have been involved in any kind of funny business? Any kind of shenanigans? Because they were having intercourse. Coco. For the Coco. Oh my God, Marissa. Yes, I was going to talk about that. The Auntie Debs, he's so funny. That guy's hilarious. I think he's a comedian. I think I heard Melanie Little say he does stand up too. We're going to have to do a show together. I'm going to have to reach out to Auntie Deb. I started following Auntie Deb on the Twitter. But he's so funny. His songs are so good. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it. Let's send some subs Auntie Deb's way. If you're not already, I'm sure everybody is aware of who Auntie Deb is. I think his name is Jimmy. Let's send. But if you're not, I'm going to show you Auntie Deb's channel. And oh my God, he's like naturally funny. He's got to be an ADHD neurodivergent like me. He has to be. The way his brain thinks. I was listening to his live actually this morning. I'll listen like after the fact because it's like at 4:30 in the morning my time. And he was referencing Home Alone the way I reference Home Alone. Like you're what the French call les incompetents. Like I think in terms of pop culture, song references, things like there's no way this guy is an ADHD like me. He has to be. There's just no way. I think I was subscribed to him on my other channel. Okay, well now I'm subscribed on both. But let me show you who we're talking about. He's so fucking funny. Okay. There's so many good content creators. All right, let me share this that I've discovered through Karen Read. Okay, so this is Auntie Deb. So everyone go there if you're not already. Open another tab. Hit that subscribe. Currently at 19K subscribers. Let's see if we can get Auntie Deb to 20K. 20K is like a big mark to hit as a YouTuber. I'm only at like 41,000, but I remember when I hit 20K, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is real life. So parodies, all the good things, has been covering this since the first trial. I believe lives near this area. Now this song, this Deva song, we're going to play it. Go give it all the likes. Okay. Oh, if you guys can hear the audio, give me a thumbs up when you hear the audio on this, because this song made me laugh. Did she call it a garage? How come you can't pronounce garage? Oh my God, and a half. That is so good. How come you can't pronounce garage? Oh my God. What a parody. So good. So good, Auntie Deb. So good. I loved it. I love every second of it. Yeah. Auntie Deb has so many good parodies, fun stuff. So go hit that subscribe over there. Let me drop the link for Auntie Deb's channel in the live chat, you guys. If you're not already subscribed, I mean, I'm sure you are if you follow this case, but just in case. Okay, here's the channel. I just dropped it. Oh, that shit is so funny. I love funny people. This is so funny. I love it. All right. How come you can't pronounce garage? But how come she really can't pronounce garage? How come you can't? All right, for real. Bev's Bang and Bangs. I need Auntie Deb to make a song about Bev's Bang and Bangs after the fact. How Bev's Bangs, some kind of parody where Bev's bangs are falling. I keep on falling in. You know? Bev's bangs keep falling from the puff. Sometimes they're puffy. Sometimes they're greasy. But since Karen's been freed, those bangs are ugly. I keep on falling. Bev's bangs down to the ground because I am depressed as fuck. Now that Karen is free. Hank. You know, something. I mean, obviously, Auntie Bev will do a lot better, but maybe the fallen bangs, because we know Bev's got the puffy bangs. They're real puffy. But now that she took such a loss, them bangs are going to be flat. With you, I never love my bangs the way that hanky-panky do. Oh my gosh. Karen took away all of Bev's bang power. No more bang power for Bev. Karen took it with her freedom. All of the lies and the corruption sat in Bev's bangs, allegedly. It's crazy. Parody for the tech. Yes. We need so many parodies. You're so welcome, Michelle. You guys are amazing. Oh my goodness. Off topic. I haven't even watched the first episode yet, Amanda. I'll be honest with you. So, yes. Right? My brain is just fucked. Like, this is just how it works. It's the only thing I know how to do is be a silly, silly goose. Bev needs some, the VO5 hot oil. Oh my God, she does. She does need VO5 hot oil. There's just her and Kelly Diva. But I feel like Bev did get a couple blowouts this year. And her hair has been extra voluptuous. Voluminous. Maybe not voluptuous. Maybe voluminous is the word I'm looking for. This time around. Maybe it was all the Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know. But she's going to have to grow out her bangs now because people are going to recognize her and they're going to fall flat. And it's horrible. Where do you think Lolly is since he wasn't invited to the waterfall? Well, I think Lolly's at home pleasuring himself to Hank's loss. I think he's like, I'm not the number one loser in Canton anymore for the prosecution. It is now Hank Brennan. But Hank doesn't care. Hank walked away with how much? How much did he make? Over $1 million. Hank, give people their money back. Hanky booty stank. This man, where's my little Hank doll? We have Hank and Alan Jackson. Hank. Yes, Bev has that high body count here. She does. Just like shout out to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's high body count here. I feel like Lolly is at home pleasuring himself, watching over and over the defeat of Hank Brennan. Going, you shouldn't have put me on the sidelines. You shouldn't have put me on the bench. You shouldn't have benched me. Tracy said Bev will need to lie low and get her booze delivered. She will. Yes, she will. We'll probably see them all hanging out. Jen McCabe's probably picking her up right now. Let me take you out. Let's get massages. Let's get massages. Pamela, thank you for the super chat. Pamela said Bev needs to unsplit those ends. How come you can't pronounce garage? Oh my God, I need another song. I'm going to look at Auntie Deb's playlist. We're going to play one more song, I think. That was so funny. I did one parody song. It was a Fugees one, and it was not half as good as Auntie Deb's songs. Okay. So there's some dramatic reenactments that you can watch, but is there a playlist for songs? Okay, let me check the playlist. Music. Okay. Let's see what we got here. This was
Sidebar.
I'm already laughing. I haven't seen all these. You guys, I haven't seen all these. I don't think I've seen this one. Oh my God. I heard the first part and it made me cry laugh. Okay. Here we go. Let me know if you can't hear it. This is shout out to Auntie Deb again. I put the link to the channel in the chat. I'll put it in the description of the video if you're watching on the replay crew.
Sidebar. Jesus,
Oh my God. How many Alex does that take?
I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of cases. Oh hell, I go at my own paces. A trooper, his name was Paul. He had a Queen Bev Rules poster on his wall. He asked me to join him at the policeman's ball. And he'd buy me a claw at the waterfall. Unity spaghetti, built like a horse. Needs to get the last word in, of course. And now, the Hill's representing. When he gets out of line, Mr. Jackson, no commenting. He acts and says, who cares, I'm rich. If I give a little lip, he shouts, pull up, bitch. Bukaki, he's not Pooper Tractor. Big Benny Ben, that's who I'm after. None of them deny that I got the X Factor. It's the Great White Shark Super Attractor. Oh my goodness. Is it the end of the day? Monday. When's the 4th? Okay, sidebar right now. Is this fall on deaf ears? A lot of traffic for the Get to sidebar right now. If you think you can, go ahead, take a stab. Soft weak men give me soft shell crab. And I'll say sustain. Crab walk so smooth, hydroplane. Might end up a range. I come with pinches, no disclaimers. You find yourself in my chambers. Let's hear emotion to reinstate. That's enough sidebar, mister. You wanna play some Twister? Bev will have you dismount. Slipping out in a video. Hotter than a crab cake, fresh saute. I do what I want, mojito day. Unity, Al, laugh, shit, even Miss McKay. Say claw me, babe. How many sips does it take to get to the How many sips does it take to get You gotta know that they coming. I swear to God. So I gotta do this all on my own. Lord help me. Should hand me those papers, please. If you're cruising down the pike, I'll allow it sight. Rally, watch the stop. Really do a sidebar. Because if you see a blonde crab walking by you, That's Bev the Overrider, dressed in all black with a ciggy in my bag. Lunatics up in here, I call the idea. All the court fees you could never afford. Sitting pretty, baby, Madam Court Reporter. 7 a.m. my scone's full of cream. If you don't speak up, I'm turning off the fan. Turn it off. Call up my ex from back in the day. Cause nothing goes better with crab than Old Bay. Straight out of UMass, Norfolk I reign. Days off when I want, this is crab domain. Deliberate again till I let us proceed. And you'll catch me saying, this is funny, Miss Reed?
Oh, this is funny, Miss Reed.
All right, this is my friggin' courtroom. I ain't fucking around me. My courtroom. That's what I thought.
The way he's grinding on that lady. Oh my God. How many licks is it? The little Bev. That was good. The way the court reporter had the oxygen mask on. Oh my goodness. Nancy Ace, that's her dad, just thanked all the content creators. We saw that for their hard work. Yay, Joleen. Well, I think there are far bigger creators than I, but I like to think that her dad was, thinking of me. I like to think that. Mr. Reed. Lisa, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Karen Read is free. Celebration tonight. D&E pizza. Free pizza for everyone. Courtesy of Chris Albert's giving away free pizza. Free pizza. Chris Albert is like, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing it, everybody. Chris Albert. Oh my gosh. What a loser. Because they're losers. That's what they are. Oh, that shit cracked me up.
Because they're losers.
Because they're losers. Oh my goodness. That was hilarious. Lil Bev. These are fucking good ass parody songs. Oh my gosh. They got Halloween hits. Oh. That's Bev's playing that tonight with Hanky Panky. Hanky Panky in the VO5. Right? Oh. So good. So good. The dedication in that one. I love when you commit to the bit. Commit to the bit. So good. Shout out to my fellow comedians. Just making it so funny. All right, let's see if there's any more on Boston. Boston 10. Yeah, Bev's just like at home going, well, didn't work out. Oh, well, I got my Bottles and James. Okay, I'm going to drink half a Bottles and James. And I'm going to check my phone, see if anybody likes me. Okay, done. I'm not checking my phone no more. Jen McCabe has texted me 79 times. Interesting. Okay. She told me the guy never went in the house. That's weird. The case is over, allegedly. Bev is so pissed, though. She's so pissed. She's had great clips just bitching. Getting that trim going. This is bullshit. I gave those jurors half days. I gave them longer lunches. You know whose fault this is? And Bev's just got her gavel. She's objecting herself. You know whose fault this is? Karen Read and her defense team. They were late. It's because they were late. I want the to see what the first verdict was. When Bev, we gotta watch that real quick. Okay, let's see. I bet the trial channel has it up. Shout out to the trial channel. Oh, I don't think they have it up yet. How dare they rest the false verdict. Okay, let me look. Karen Read. False verdict. There's got to be a clip of this. Where Bev's like, we have a verdict, but we don't. But it's in an envelope. And I put it away and I hid it in my labia and no one's ever going to find it. I folded it. So what happened is the jury came to me after lunch. They were like, knock, knock. And I was like, what's going on? Do you guys want a half day? They were like, we have a verdict. I was like, okay, I got to get my stuff together. And then I did my Wordle. And then I played my my little game. Okay, I did a little Candy Crush. And I was like, I guess I better get to work. I had a feeling it was going to be not guilty, so I took my time. And then I was like, Mr. Jackson, it's me, Bev. Yeah, you know me. Yeah, I think there might be a verdict. Okay, but I will release it if you can. Where are you at? You're 20 minutes away? Okay, you better be here in 5 minutes or I'm sealing it and putting it in my labia and you'll never be able to find it. Goodbye. And then I set my timer and they weren't there in time. So I folded it and I put it I put it in there. I put it in the inner labia. Okay, it's good to know about your body. And it's sealed. Okay, I sealed it shut. I sealed my labia shut. I sealed, Hank checked. It was fine. And now nobody will ever see it again. So then the jurors came back and they were like, "Did you tell Alan?" And I said, "I did, but he didn't get here in time. So I guess there won't be justice because they're not punctual people. You are not serious people." Have you guys watched Succession? It's like what the dad says. You're not serious people if you can't get here in time. Am I on time? No, I'm never on time. Objection. No, I'm going to overrule whatever you're going to say. Okay, no objecting. I don't have to be a punctual person. I'm Bev. Okay. So now the jury went back to deliberate. Hopefully they took the hint that we did not like this not guilty, but it is getting kind of itchy in my labia. I'll be honest with you. Something's going on in there. I think half of it is in my outer and half of it's in my inner. It's moving. I think it's moving. Hank, can you check? I let Hank sew it up. It's not good. Okay. All right. I just thought I'm going to put it in my baby door because that's the safest place I could think. All right. So now, jurors, hopefully you find her guilty. Okay. I'm going to explain this verdict slip to you one more time. One more time. Okay. It clearly states here. Let me show you guys a copy of it. I still have my Starbucks. I didn't get to eat because these jurors just wanted to come back with verdicts. Okay. Let me see. All right. Here is the verdict slip. Now you tell me, what doesn't make sense about that? That makes perfect sense. This to there, to there, to follow it down. Check here, check no, check yes. Put it upside down. Chew on it. Lick it. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, I need a body bag. Okay, do me, baby. Oh, like, it's pretty clear. I thought it was very clear. My instructions were very clear. Just follow from A to Z to 3 to 4. Just do it. Can't you read? Can't you read, Miss Reed? Okay. So go back in there and figure it out. All right? It's a choose your own adventure, but the adventure is only mine. These people. Oh my God, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. All right, let me see if we can watch Bev try to explain her way out of maybe this AP one. Excuse me, this AP one has I'll probably have to go to Court TV and rewind. I think we reenacted it perfectly. I think we did, right? We did such a good job. It makes perfect sense. You're an idiot if you can't read this and decide, is Karen Read guilty or is Karen Read guilty? There are 3 counts. Just put guilty, guilty, guilty. I don't understand what the big deal is. This is Bev explaining it to her friends at the bar later. She's like, oh my God, you got the Boston James. Thank you so much. Mr. Alessi was just bugging me today. I don't understand these jurors nowadays. It's like they can't read. What's so hard about this? What's so hard about just finding a guilty? Just check the box guilty and then check the other box guilty and then stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Okay? Stop, collaborate, and listen. Karen Read is guilty. And this is my addition. Okay, put it here. I carry this verdict slip around with me because I just want people to know how simple this is. You know? I can't believe these people. I made it so simple. I said, stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight. They came to my office. I said, okay, I'll get back to you in 20 minutes. Apparently they changed their mind. I sent Hank in there. And Hank was like, hi, Jez. Hi. But I knew it because some of them were giving me dirty looks. Okay, there's that one juror, the 4 person, give me a half dirty look. I was like, oh no, that's not how we treat Bev. Okay, I'm the boss applesauce. So I'm just glad to be drinking now. That's all I can say. You guys. I am. Bo the Corgi says, are you ready for Big Brother 27? I can't wait for your daily feeds again. I know. I am. I don't think I'm ready for how much time it's going to take. How invested I'm going to be after being so invested in this trial to now go right into Big Brother. I don't know. Oh my gosh, Debbie, right? The real hero is that poor court reporter who had that thing on her face for 35 days. She was just, I don't even know what she was like. Like, can you imagine having to talk into a vagina for that many days of all those people saying, and Judson Welcher making sense of that, and Shannon Burgess? How long did it take you? 17 years. 17 years to get his bachelor's degree, but he has a associate's degree. He put paint all over himself, and now he's putting paint all over himself again. That would be so difficult. Those are the people who should get the big inflated paychecks. Also, shout out to Tori, aka Tori Hunter, who was helping Bev. Bev's like, did you make copies of this, Tori? Did you? I want more. I want more. Ay, you guys. So crazy. Bev, she has the great clips. Bev just got in her car and she was hotboxing. She was so mad she didn't even want to open the window. She's like, I'm not rolling down the windows. I'm hotboxing in the car. Hank, deal with it. Hank's like, I'm going to get COPD. She's like, I don't care. I can't believe they did this to me. Okay, don't open those windows because I'm going to hear them cheering and it hurts my feelings. I am such a good judge. Such a good judge. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, Hank. This is half crazy. I'm going to smoke half of this cigarette in honor of it. In honor of this.
You are unmuted.
Bev is not happy. She's not happy, you guys. It's pretty clear. Right, Aaron? BB is insane for time and following the feeds. And I follow the feeds. I had to have my husband Chell recording the feeds last summer since we can't rewind. They took that away from us. Oh my God, Bev, as your boss would be a nightmare. Be a nightmare. Straight to the Cape. Straight to the Cape we go. Light this. Somebody light this cigarette. Bev's getting in her. What kind of car do you think Bev has? I would say a Kia, but she makes good money. Okay. Bev's got like a penis looking car. She's got one of those Porsches. She's like, I knew it. I knew that bitch was going to get off. I knew it. I'm going straight to the Cape. I'm getting bottles and James. Straight to the Cape. I've worked so hard. Gotta fluff my bag. I can't believe it. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. Oh, my phone's ringing again. It's fucking Jen McCabe. What do you want, Jen? Yeah. You fucked up. You fucked up, Jen. Because people didn't believe you. I told you, go to Great Clips, go to my gal, get the blowout, put on a cross, lighten your hair, fix your bottom tooth. It didn't work. People didn't believe it. You're a liar. Don't call me anymore. Like, Bev and Jen might be breaking up. I don't know. It's not good, you guys. It is not good. At the bar tonight, well, Brian Higgins is trying to find someone to love. He's like, don't you want somebody to love her? No. Don't you want me to send you cringe text messages? No. You better find somebody to say, do you really like me? Do you really like me? Here's Higgy at the bar tonight going, maybe I'll go spit some game to Karen. I think he's gonna hit up her DMs. I am not a hoe. Hello, Karen. Congratulations on being not guilty. I just want to remind you, I am not a hoe. I know you did not judge me for being a hoe. I've actually never had intercourse. I've actually never felt the touch of a woman. One time I grazed past my great aunt Gert and her breast turned towards me and it touched me. That's about it. But you make me laugh. You're very funny, sort of, kind of. I don't know. Would you like me to come over and fix your fireplace? Because I could do that. But only if you tell me you really like me. I need to know why you like me. Am I attractive? Okay. Some ladies has said that my boner points to hell. It never truly raises. It always turns downward. I'm not sure why. But I am a federal agent. My only downfall is I might have possibly been involved of the schmurd of a fellow cop. I lie, and my wiener points to hell. But other than that, I am quite the catch. Why do you have so many bedrooms in your house? That's fucking weird. But I like you. But also, you're stupid and you stink. But I like you. And I'm glad you're not guilty. Would you like to come with me to find my old phone? Oh, Proctor. Proctor's leaky balloon knots. Tex. I got a Cape House too. If you'd like to come see me. Hey girl, what's up? Yeah, he gives her the hey girl, what's up? What's going on? Aren't they cute? The little dolls. They're so cute. They make the characters of this trial more bearable. They do a great service to Higgins with this one compared to what we know he really looks like. I have some Jameson and ginger. I was wondering if you would like to have it with me, Karen. I know I never sealed the deal, pulled the trigger for lack of a better term, but I would like to see if this could possibly go somewhere. Just as long as you promise never to share any of our pillow talk. You're hot. When you said you're hot, I really thought you were messing with me. Then you said you were serious. Remember when we talked about Bob and what a dick he is and how he has bad breath? Can we go back and talk about that? Look at these text messages. You stink. You suck. And you're double trouble. You're hot. Are you serious? Are you serious? The feeling is definitely mutual. Are you a woman with a woman vagina? Because that is what I've been looking for. I put that right on my Tinder profile. I am looking for a woman with a woman vagina that I can possibly look at. I've never seen one up close, and my wiener points to hell. But other than that, I am quite the catch. I have seen the AI babies. Yes. Oh my gosh. Maybe Proctor. Maybe Higgins will be texting Bev too. Hello, Bev. I thought your bangs were extra bodacious. It is me, Higgins. Would you like to get a drink or just send weird text messages back and forth to each other where I basically insult you and wonder if you really like me? And then when you invite me over, I get too afraid and I say, you have to give me more notice. I got to wash my balls. Would you like to be involved in that kind of text exchange? If so, let me know. Oh my gosh. Higgins. Alex, you said I was watching the text exchange between Tyler Perry and the man suing him for SA. Yeah, I heard rumblings of this yesterday, but I haven't looked into it. His flirting technique reminds me of Brian Higgins. Tyler Perry's flirting technique reminds you of Brian Higgins? That's not good. Are you serious? I'm still wondering all these years later if you are serious. Am I really hot? Brian Albert is currently having sex with Nicole Albert, allegedly, in their new home after selling their old home and getting rid of their dog. So he cannot come out and play. But I would like to know if you would like to come out and play. If so, I would like to introduce you to some good friends of mine who you might already know. But I think we can all get along now and have some drinks. What? No. Higgins, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Oh my goodness. We're going to miss the fan. Oh, that fan, that Home Depot fan, circa 2002. For real. I think it was Bob who had bad breath, right? Bob was catching strays in the text exchange. They're like, Bob's breath smells like shit. He's got shitty breath. It smells like he ate dog crap and he talks real close. How come the people with the shittiest breath are close talkers? Have you ever thought about that, Karen? And Karen's like, are we gonna do this or what? Like, you're gonna come over? I need more time. I have to get up early and move cars around Canton. I got whiskey dick. I can't come over. Yes, only fan will be missed, pomegranate, right? The only fan. Ugh. All right, you guys. I am going to wrap it up here. I'm going to finally, hopefully, go eat. What did I even get at Starbucks? Oh, I got a little cheese and fruit tray. Oh God, that's been out for a while. I got that. And I got the oatmeal. As I said, oh, I'm going to have a little bit of steel cut oatmeal. And then Bev was like, we got a verdict, no verdict. You guys don't leave. Get here now. You got 5 minutes or you'll never see this verdict again because I'm hiding it in my baby door. All right, you guys are all beautiful, amazing pumpkin spice babies. I'll be back live very soon, and we'll be going live about The Valley, the newest episode I got to watch. So many things, and also watching for interviews regarding this case. So much to do. Right there, oatmeal's pretty good. I like it. But shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thank you so much for joining in the conversation and making this fun today as we celebrate Karen Read finally being acquitted of this circus trial finally ending. But there's still more to the story, so we'll keep paying attention. Shout out to my super chatters today. David Cushmore, R.I. Geek. R2, R2 Junat, thank you so much for the super sticker. Oz Fly Girl, Evelyn, Cami, Care Bear, Indiana Girl, Jules, William, Claybrook, Magical Menagerie, Debbie with a Y, and Reality with Krista Marie. Welcome to the Lean Team membership. Pamela B, Nancy A, and Lisa. You guys are so appreciated. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. And shout out to my mods. And stay away from the McAlberts. If you see Bev in them, go boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. Allegedly, just kidding. Don't. Stay far away from there. And smash that like on your way out and leave a comment. And always remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.
And he has deterred you from enjoying the rest of what was a very expensive vacation.
Well, I lost half a day of skiing.
Uh-huh.